And that's our show, everyone.
That's our show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Hi, and welcome to the Wednesday Club at its new time of 7 p.m. Pacific Central.
Wednesday
Pacific
Club.
Time. Wednesday.
Dark.
Pacific Central?
Pacific Central time.
We've invented a time zone.
I have.
Come with us to Pacific Central.
We are the Wednesday Club. After dark.
After dark.
Ooh, that gets weird.
Welcome to it.
It's
a key party. It's a key party.
Monday was leg day. That's all.
Guys, welcome to our card party. I'm going to explain a little bit about what we're doing. First of all, we're here because we're getting some brand new stuff next week that'll be really cool. And I see something off screen that is slowly going to come into screen as this is happening. That will be very, very awesome.
It's a pizza party.
It's a pizza party.
It's a pizza party.
We sold the most magazines. We get a pizza party.
Good
job, guys.
I get my primetime coffee.
And I've got a year's supply of grit.
Your death note is coming.
So we're having a card party, and well, we should introduce ourselves while we're here. Starting on my far
We might
right.
have some new watchers. Hi, I'm Matt Key.
And where can we find you on the internet?
On Twitter at the Matt Key. I also do a Marvel show on Tuesdays called Marvel Movie News. That's on a network that I'm all of a sudden forgetting. Popcorn Talk Network. Thank you, Chief Duke. Anyway, moving on.
Hi, I'm Matthew Mercer. I play the part of the vampire bat tonight. I'm normally on Critical Role, which is Thursday. No, don't touch it.
Critical Role.
It's a thing.
Probably getting canceled.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Any day now. Thank
I'll
God.
have free time
They
again.
did not say that. You did not hear that. That is not a thing. I'm just going to go ahead and get out in front of it. Continue.
It's totally a
Suddenly
thing.
we see a brand new emoticon appear.
I'm a voice actor and nerd guy, and I'm wearing comfy clothes. They told me to dress comfy. I'm here.
Yay!
Yay!
You're next.
I'm Amy Dallin. I'm usually here on the Wednesday Club, and you all saw me earlier for Mindsucast, and you'll all see me later for Shield of Tomorrow because I've
Wednesdays.
purchased this day from the universe to make myself happy in. Take that, Woden!
I think we're gonna just start calling you Mrs. Wednesday.
Mrs.
I'll
Wednesday.
take it.
Wednesday is mine.
I'm extremely excited about this, and this is my actual PJs that I've had since I was 15.
They're amazing.
That make me super, super happy, because back then they did not make nerd shirts in girl sizes.
My name is Taliesin Jaffe. You can find me online at Executive Goth. I am on the Critical Roles with Matt Mercer, and we also do a show called Dread.
Yes.
The next episode of Dread should be on Alpha tomorrow morning at
Both
6
soon to
a.m.
be canceled.
The second episode, for some reason, we're all Swedish. For no reason.
No reason. The whole show. And I'm wearing my creepy circus PJs and my green coat of many things.
It's unbelievably cool!
It's a great,
I know.
Is it a
We know this
madness
coat from
vest?
Burning
Would it be a
Man.
coat?
It's a magic coat. I've owned it for many years, and I've had many of an adventure in it that has ended pretty reasonably.
It's actually
No one died. No one got arrested.
it's incredibly beautiful.
Thank you. It makes me.
And that's why we
it's
love
got tiny
Taliesin.
mirrors. I love it. To my left.
Hi, I am Jody Hauser. You can find me on Twitter at Jody_Hauser because someone took my name without an underscore the weekend I was going to change my name to my actual name.
Not that you remember or bitter or anything.
Yeah. You can see me on Alpha on Vast every other week, and also on season 2 of Roundtable with other cool comics people. And
Woo!
I don't own pajamas because I spend all my time writing comics and don't sleep.
Write some cool comics, though.
Sounds pretty
I
legit,
write
actually.
many.
You-
I write like most of the comics.
Fetch us a table key.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't
have
need
my,
Of
my
course,
neck
of
pads.
course.
Very comfy.
And one more very special guest. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay! My name is Brittany Walloch-Key.
I'm Matt
sorry.
Walloch-Key.
I'm so sorry. I'm the vice president of Jack Dyer Studios. You've probably seen us play Red Flags and Super Fight. Just recently, Blake, Mary Kill. Thank you so much for your support, Geek and Sundry fans. We love you.
Is that the game that came out this week?
It just came out. Yeah,
Oh.
we just came out. Thank you very much. And you guys were super supportive of us. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's have some fun.
And you gave me this friendship bracelet.
Yes,
like
I
10
did.
years ago.
That he has worn
Every day.
And he's never taken it off, and it's
'Cause I
probably
hate her
really
so much.
germ-filled.
Yeah, never let Mercer hug you with his left arm.
No.
That's his germ
That's
arm.
the bad arm.
Festering's more the word.
It leaves an imprint.
Taliesin, what are we doing today?
We're having
What's all this?
well, we're having a
Let me
because
pass out the pizza.
yeah, well,
I'll
there's
be
going to be
the-
some pizza. We're having
You're
a
gonna
card
be our
party,
den mom?
and,
I'll be your
this is a
mom.
thing that came up the very first time that we talked about doing the Wednesday Club. Was this kind of vague folk legend that I'd heard about from Matt Mercer and Matt Key from the Mats.
The band of Mats.
The band of Mats.
Yep.
About well, actually, this is the perfect place. Key, why don't you tell us the history,
The origin of this?
of the card party?
All right, so
Probably
a few,
a song.
what would you say, about 4 years ago? We did
Definitely
this?
four
About
years ago,
five-
yeah.
I know. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. There you go.
Thank you. So good.
Someone on this set is married to Matt. I'm not sure who.
It's actually all of us. Did you
Yeah.
get the notice?
Yeah, you didn't get the note?
That contract you signed before you came on stage? Yeah.
So a few years ago for Christmas, my Christmas
Thank you.
gift to Mr. Mercer and a couple other friends was a card party where I went online and ordered just like 3 or 4 unopened boxes of cards, and then I had I asked Brittany if she would mind sort of like being our sort of like mom coming around with like Kool-Aid and taquitos and
like
chicken nuggets.
the dinosaur-shaped chicken
Yeah, we had the
nuggets.
dino chicken nuggets.
And like bad
You can say it.
tang.
You can say it.
We're
It's
on the
fine.
internet.
Shitty
It's
tang.
prime time.
And all sorts of stupid, horrible like gushers and things that you should never feed an adult.
Yeah.
It was so gross.
It was the best.
super
But
gross.
then the actual party itself was just throw a box out, open it, everyone grab a pack, open up the pack, trade, get excited about what cards you got, and just in general remember being a child. And it was great. It was super fun.
It was a lot of
And
fun.
then we had so much fun that we did it, like 6 months later again, just because
Yeah.
we were like, well, we've got to finish our collections and start new ones.
This is great too, because whenever anyone uncovered like a foil or a hologram card,
it was a
the
big
whole
deal.
room got like really loud and really quiet as we all
Yeah.
got really intense about who was going to try and deal with
Yeah.
the other
What
Yeah.
are the
person.
rules?
Or-
So the
Other
rules
rules?
that we eventually kind of made up were
Explain
if
Calvin
you-
Ball.
So we would go like starting with Brittany and go around, and everyone would pull a pack, and like you don't just pull from the top, you pull the pack that you want. So if you want to, if it's your turn to pull, you're like, oh, is there a foil in this one? Oh, I think there's a foil in this one.
And we all thought we could tell. We're like,
We
oh,
all thought we
can
could tell.
I used
course.
to be able to tell, actually.
I believe you. I
You
totally believe
scrape
you.
the top and see if you can find
No,
that.
I could tell just by feeling the thickness,
thickness
of the
of
pack.
it.
It was
Yeah.
either there was
That's
either a
awesome.
chase card or an extra regular card.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But if you got a foil card, then you got to start. You immediately got to start the next round. You got the first choice, and like I think at one point we were like, you can pull 2 packs. Like a foil card was like OP.
You have to understand, like as a kid, these cards were like I did not eat lunch for 3 days to get a pack.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have much of an income, so we'd all sneak off to the card, the comic book card
What was
place.
it? Was it the Marvel Universe Series 1? Marvel Universe Series 1 was the first time that this kind of thing happened,
so.
right?
Really, it was Marvel Series 1, and then they had 2 and 3. 3 was when I came in, and then I
3 was really
back
solid.
cataloged the other cards at the time.
2 was when
Mine
I
was
was
the
doing.
like the big
95
baseball.
Fleer X
Captain
Ultra
Tom, we'll get to that.
X-Men. Oh, that's
Yeah.
we have the
I
binder.
think I've got that.
I have the full set with all chase cards in my binder.
I'm
right
gonna
next to
cry
me.
Right
on
here.
the cards.
Yep.
Right here.
Please don't
I'm
cry
not
on them. It
sure
cost me
where
hundreds of
ours
dollars
are.
too.
Yep.
Do
With,
the
with,
full
with the
set?
whole 9-card danger room set up with all the characters.
Okay, I gotta pull it out.
It was
pull it
like,
out, pull it
It
out.
was like having to acquire a
if you
pack at a
unlock
time
it.
once every like couple weeks or so, and like slowly collect that way. Seeing and being able to open this many cards in one evening
God,
is like such a full circle to adulthood.
Here, there it is.
Like I'm gonna open all
Like
this
how Erica
shit.
built a ball pit in her backyard.
Yes, yes.
Erica
It's the
usually has a ball
XKCD.
pit.
It's our turn to decide what that means. It's
Yep.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
XKCD.
we're not gonna wait for cards. Well, I've got plenty of allowance to get all of them.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
So I guess this was like the early 90s that this happened, like 91, 92 was like the beginning
Marvel
of this?
Series 1 was 91.
91. So
I believe,
there
yeah.
was a thing that existed in the late 80s, early 90s called the handbook, the official handbook to the Marvel Universe. The official handbook to the Marvel Universe was basically a big box with somewhat uniform images of every character, their origins and their powers, and this stuff was amazing. It was so helpful, and I found it to be such a. And then DC did a version that was binder, where you would rip them out, and there was like much more.
Who's who?
The who's who, and this was kind of like an offshoot of that. I felt it was like a great way to learn about characters, and you get cool.
Well, this was very much like my path into reading Marvel comics, because like for me it was I was in love with the X-Men animated series, and then so I started collecting those comics because I knew the X-Men from the animated series. But then when I started learning, oh, there's so many more characters. I don't know those characters, so oh, there's cards. So then I started going to get the cards. That's where I actually first learned about Doctor Strange, and that's when I started seeking out the series 2 where he's like shooting lasers out of his wrist. I was like, who's this guy?
There were characters I learned about from the cards.
Yeah.
That I didn't know about.
Yeah,
it was really
there
cool.
are characters I know from the cards that I've still never read their comics.
It's funny
but I
because
still know them.
There's a greatest battle cards in that Fleer Ultra set.
Yeah, those are great.
And I realized while I was looking stuff up for the show, trying to narrow down, I was trying to figure out which series it had been, and then I texted my little brother like, which series were we collecting, and he was like, Fleer Ultra 95. Because that was I dragged him into the comic shop with me on many occasions.
Yeah, you did.
I think that shop just like had a bunch of them discounted because they had bought way too many, and they were like, thank God for these kids just obsessively buying these one at a time until they're gone. But there's a greatest battle cards that has like Rogue and
it's on the display right now.
And I think that was my introduction to that story. Probably came in the form of reading the back of that card. Which those are now 2 of my all-time favorite characters.
That's only the first page. No, hold on, it's not.
It's a different one. It's
in here.
Rogan and Carol.
It's in here.
She'll find it. She'll find it.
This is
God, such a
Here
good.
it is.
This is a great pose for Wolverine.
Oh, it is.
That was
Cookies.
I also love there's this
issues and
epic
stuff.
card for Sabretooth versus Jean Grey, which was a single one-shot issue story.
There we go. This sort of.
Yeah.
Turn it back because you moved it.
Oh, you angled
What did I do?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Here,
the
it
angle
went like
is
this.
specific.
It went like this.
Oh, it's like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that better?
There you go.
All right.
Yay! Thank you, Chief.
I listened to instructions, guys.
It's just weird because like those are now 2 of my favorite characters of all time, and this is one of the most important things that ever happened to them, and I think I learned about it on the back of a trading card.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
nuts.
I remember Marvel Series 3 was the first to really go deep into the cosmic Marvel
Yes.
elements, where I learned all about the Living Tribunal, learned about the Beyond, or learned about
Same.
the In-Betweener,
Same.
like all the
Same.
really weird Ego, the Living Planet.
So I get to ask a stupid question.
Yes.
So I wasn't into these at the same time you guys were. Everyone keeps saying learning, which is what I experienced when I started looking at them. Did encyclopedias, like the giant book of a Marvel, exist back then, or was it just cards that you learned from?
They did, but they were like big coffee table books that were usually too expensive for kids to go out and
Yeah, it was a
buy.
bit
So
for
this
the-
was a
yeah.
way. This was like a gateway to get into.
Yeah,
And
the
it was
only other one.
pre-Wikipedia.
The only other
good
one
point.
was the you just talked about it.
The Marvel Handbook.
Yeah, the Marvel Handbook. Yeah.
But that was a different vibe because the Marvel Handbook was more encyclopedic. It would
Yeah.
be a character and it would be a long read.
This was like bullet points.
This is just so much. This was like scattershot at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With dynamic
It's
art.
like turning to a random page in the handbook, which like, but I never had a full set of the handbook came out as issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those like if you found it in a back issue bin or if they did bind it at the time, like I know now there are hardcover versions of it, but I don't even know what they had back. Like,
Yeah. Are you sure? Are you like?
Our binders are like.
Are we having a big binder contest?
No, I think look at the size of that one. That
have brought
Matt
my
wins. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is that you had some extra
Quality
cards
over quantity.
last year that you gave to me that I didn't have like 75% of them. So like some of your cards are mixed in with my cards in here.
Right.
Yes.
Truly, it is a marriage.
Aww.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, they're going to be cute. This is a thing. There's nothing to be done about it.
So do you guys want to start opening them?
So let's talk about what we got. We got
Okay,
some interesting stuff. So let's
we
talk about it.
have the Jim Lee. So here's the deal with these cards. Every single one, all 100, were drawn by Jim Lee at the height of his X-Men popularity.
So a lot of swimsuits. Tons of swimsuits.
A lot of
so
belts.
many swimsuits.
So many
The
swimsuits.
swimsuit collections are going to be a whole different episode.
Yeah.
guys.
Jody's going to her collection right now.
Yeah. Oh, let's pull that.
That page is
Yeah, there was a period around 93, 94 where like X-Men and Marvel characters in swimsuit, like they had like their own
actually
swimsuit
did a
issues.
Swimsuit
Yeah.
issues.
Yep.
several of them, I think.
I had it. It was awful.
Remember, like,
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was a
art-
special
some of the
kind of
art's
awful.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So,
Yeah.
but like they did.
They're Dutch.
They were,
Ghost Rider was the best because he was actually just a naked skeleton.
Oh yeah, on fire. That's right.
Anyway,
I thought Namor's was good because he was actually kind of wearing more clothing than a couple of his outfits, which was pretty impressive.
No.
Like they cover him a bit.
Punisher that just had like a skull codpiece.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my god, it was so awful.
Anyway, go on. What are you saying?
So we have these. These are all unopened. We just got these in the mail yesterday or Monday before July 4th.
Yep.
Every single one is unopened. We just pulled the wrapper off of it today.
And they smell
Taliesin
brand new.
went and found this today.
Ooh,
Thank you,
yeah.
Taliesin. This is Series 1. This is what started it all, at least by what I... Like, Hector's off. You would know this, Hector, right? This is the first...
Hector,
right?
come on, you
Come on,
you
come
come
on.
on.
bunch of those.
Come to our party.
Come to our party, Hector. Hector.
Yay!
Oh,
You're one of the cool guys.
Hector, would you like some pizza?
I already had some. Are those snickerdoodles?
Those are they're fresh snickerdoodles.
They were made by his lovely girlfriend.
She made snickerdoodles for the card party.
What? You can come in.
Yay!
Let's
This
just
is
get
the best Christmas episode ever.
This is the best Christmas episode
It's
ever.
friendship
Christmas is
episode.
It's poorly organized cameos.
It's kind of like a weird, like.
To be fair,
Oh my goodness!
there is nothing more comic book than a series of poorly organized cameos.
That is very true.
Comic book thing we
All we need to do now is play a softball game.
So those,
With powers.
what do you mean they started?
Sit around,
it all?
eat
What do you
pizza
mean?
while like 3 people
No
figure out how
other
to kill
comic
Thanos.
book company was doing cards.
Yeah.
And
And
if
did
they
they
had
sort
done
of follow
cards,
the suit of the baseball craze that was going on then?
Yeah.
'Cause my
Yeah.
dad
So,
like went crazy for
in
that.
the early, like late '80s, early '90s, there was like a big card collectible craze. Like
There
my
was
dad was
entire
super into
stores
baseball
that were
cards.
only
Yeah,
about baseball
and there still
cards.
more or less are, but
No,
not as
not-
much.
not the way they
Not
used
like
to
they
be,
were.
yeah.
And that, by the way, is part of what led to the downfall of comics in the mid '90s. Partially, like how like all the collectibles and everything else, but all the cards up to that point had been like. Let's see, who was this? Impel. Like Impel would go to Marvel and say, "Hey, we're gonna do some cards," and Marvel would say, "All right, whatever,
We
just
already
pay
had
us
the
some
art,
licensing
too.
fees."
They already had the art.
And they would just go to a comic book, steal an image, and that was it. But no, the Marvel or DC were not doing the cards themselves.
Oh my god.
This is the first time Marvel
Take it in.
actually took it on themselves. They had editors, right? Smells so good. Yeah. They had editors working on it. They had a special office working on it. They hired their own artists to work on it. So this was the first time a comic book company
I'm going to the middle.
did the cards themselves.
Yeah.
And then they did Series 2 in '91. I think this might be 1990.
on a blue and an orange.
Then they did a Series 2 in '91. Then they did Marvel Masterpieces, Marvel Series 3. DC got in the game with
And
their
this
cosmic
was
cards.
way before
Hector wins
holograms,
first
right?
open.
Are we opening? Let's go.
Apparently.
This
All
was
right,
before
let's do this.
holograms, yeah.
Shit.
I want Aunt May. I want Aunt May.
All right. So here's the deal. We're all also pick a champion from your deck because we're all gonna have a fight.
Oh, yes!
Can you toss
Can
me
you
one?
pick a team? Because I
And
got
I
a
Sure.
team,
If
dude.
you,
And I
if you want to
really
do a
want
team, yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god, I had so many of
You
these.
guys, for a free Marvel Universe trading card checklist, send your name, address, zip code, and birthday to their P.O. box in Maryland.
Guys, can we do that after the show?
Yep.
Offer
Absolutely.
expires
Oh,
June
jeez.
30th, 1991.
Whereas in later sets, they just made the checklist another card.
Yeah.
This is true.
Oh, I had forgot. Oh my
I have a
god.
bunch of these.
I feel bad about this.
Look at what I got.
Look what I got.
Oh, no,
guys.
you did not.
I'm so excited.
Did you get it, man?
I got the card for Full Killer. Everyone's favorite.
Favorite.
Remember Full Killer? I'm
Hey.
so excited about that movie.
favorite comic book character.
Guys, my favorite
Of
character.
course it is, Eric.
Quasar?
I have full color 1 through 10.
Eric, you're not. You're
want
the
the
pizza
only
fan,
one-
Eric.
Shut up, Eric.
You guys.
Lame.
Oh, nice. You guys. I
Eric,
got
come here.
little
So
Trump.
point of order, if you want to show everybody a card,
Put it.
Oh, hey, Mercer.
just
Look
drop
what
it
I
on the
got.
stone.
No, I'm so happy. Those pies could have been mine.
So I think I'm gonna win this particular round for the creepiest card.
no, I see.
The
Drop it on the
creepiest
stone.
Oh my
card.
God.
Drop it on the
Okay.
stone.
Is this a Mr. Marvel card?
It's
it's
Mr.
worse.
Marvel.
Yes.
No, down there.
Oh, down there. Okay.
Yeah, we got an
That
overhead.
is- You've got
And,
Spider-Man,
and I have the
America.
Aunt May card. Wait, I gotta read some of these stats.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, are we going creepy? Let's go creepy.
That's
Aunt
a
May,
creepy.
pies baked, 984.
Yep.
Meals
Yes.
served, 11,743.
Isn't it like life-threatening diseases?
Life-threatening illnesses recovered from
look what Amy got.
23.
Amy got a hologram!
All right, put it here. Put it here. Let's see. Let's see.
Holy
What
hologram.
kind is it?
You guys kick
Who is it?
ass.
Oh my god.
I got so here's one of the first cards I saw.
Little fun.
Spider-Man Presents Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Oh, because they have little conversations. Okay, explain that card to people like at home.
It's literally just a conversation. Like it's just a conversation between the two characters.
Oh, I think I just got one too.
Oh really?
Guys, I have to read this. My hologram comes with a did you know?
Oh.
When they posed for these holographic images, it was the first time that the heroes and villains listed above were shot by a laser beam that wasn't being used as a weapon against them.
Oh, man.
And they just surfed right on past that when they posed
You know what I remember?
for these 3D holograms.
Guys, I got Punisher's battle van.
Yes, you did. That's awesome.
If we can get microchip.
You know what I remember most about Fool Killer though is when this series came out. This was the only character that had a 100%
I hate
win
this
percentage
episode.
on the back.
Mercer, have it.
Yeah,
I already have one.
He was the only
I
one.
have
How many fights was he in?
He's only been in 4 fights.
That's why.
That's why. But he was
best
the only
episode
one in
ever.
this series. I was like, oh my gosh.
So these are Spider-Man talks, like he interviews people in these cards, and the Spider-Man Presents, and then here he's talking to Doctor Strange, and he says, "Say, Doc Strange, didn't you learn magic from the Ancient One?" And he goes, "That's right. I knew him when he was only 100." And then he goes on the back, "Doc, can you pull a rabbit out of a hat?" And he goes, "Hey, I'm good, but not that good." But then he astrally projects.
Here's my question: are we only picking one hero to represent us in this battle later on, or can we have like a team up? Can we choose
team up? We can figure it
Let's
out.
make it a team up.
Look,
It's like
these
choosing
are all
one's gonna
very
do it.
loose rules.
If you wanted to, did you want to pick this one, Matt?
No one's gonna pick Full Killer.
Nobody's
Fair.
gonna pick you. He's just a dude.
That might be mine.
Real question:
He's
does
essentially
anybody have
Punisher.
a rookie Deathlock card? That was
Not
my favorite one from the
yet.
series. Rookie Death. He was
Wait.
a rookie
Yeah.
card, and Deathlock had
But
just
I
come out on
got
the scene.
another.
That's a good one.
And Silver Surfer on silver paper.
And I'll say, I'll add my Spider-Man Presents Silver
again?
Surfer.
I don't know.
We're just kind of rolling.
Another pack.
Maybe your wife got
Pack's going
selfish
around.
and wanted to open
Back
another
there for
pack.
you.
Oh.
Back
I
for
able to
you.
3 packs, so I
Uh,
did too.
Give Eric a pack. He hasn't opened one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got
Wipe your
Cosmic
fingers.
Superman also.
Eric.
Cosmic
Oh my
Spider-Man.
God.
I got Cosmic
The brief time he
Superman.
got.
You're trying to say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Huh?
Your brain is saying
The
Superman.
X-Men down.
I'm saying
and I have all
Superman?
of the X-Men.
You have
Are
all
you
the
serious?
extras.
Cosmic
Cosmic
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
There you go.
You got
I know heroes.
All right.
Guys, I have to call this out because there's a bunch. I got
Oh, yeah.
several of the most valuable comics,
Uh-huh.
and this is amazing because they come with the original price and the 1990 Overstreet price guide.
Oh no!
What? What?
So if you got an Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, it could fetch you a whopping $2,800 near mint.
Guys, we need to go back in time and sell our copies.
Invest.
Here's the thing. A beat to shit copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 will go for more than $2,800.
Now.
Matt,
That's what's so fun about this.
you were kind enough to give me
God,
Full Killer, so I must present you with.
Oh, nice. You got Venom.
Yay.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent here. In the kitchen before the show tonight, Matt Key notified me, as I've been busy and didn't know, that they were making a Venom movie that has nothing
Didn't
to
know about
do
it.
with the
Yep.
Spider-Man universe.
Yep.
And I am so fucking livid. Like I'm still shaking. Like I'm having like the shake sweats, like from just the knowledge. Oh,
Shake sweats?
yeah.
No, he was
It's
vibrating so
really
fast he almost
scary.
went back in time to save
All right.
Barry Allen's mother.
My very first comic book crush. And y'all,
Which? Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah!
Shadow Tat.
Wait, I have to.
Kitty Pryde.
Can I make it?
Yeah.
I used this actual card to draw a picture of the girl in 5th grade that I had a crush on when I asked her to go to the dance, and I drew her as Shadow Cat.
No,
And
you did
she say
not.
no?
She said no.
Oh!
We got my life growing up.
Okay.
Fun fact,
Look,
Marisha.
it's Taliesin. I'm sorry.
Jody's got.
I was like, fuck that, I'm taking
Jody's
keep
got
this.
something to
Oh,
say.
Jody.
Okay, now I got a Spider-Man Presents Wolverine conversation card.
Yep.
Yes!
Wolverine, your real name is Logan. Is that your first name or your last name?
Yep.
Can your claws really cut through anything?
Yep. Especially people who ask nosy questions.
Sassy.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, Dr. Doom.
I found a dagger.
I
A
have a
cloak and dagger.
Oh,
Speaking of early comic book crushes, dagger.
Ooh, y'all,
I got. Go for it.
I
Go
have
for
a second
it.
one up here.
Here's
I
my
have cloak
comment.
and dagger.
the short hair cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, the short
You
hair
got
dagger.
cloak and dagger?
She got
I
the
got
team card.
yeah, I got a lot of team
Nice.
cards.
All right.
Who's your
What do you got
Growing
there?
up, as soon as I read a comic book with this person in it, this is my comic book crush, Dormammu.
Yeah.
I'm here to bargain. Yeah.
fire for you. You know,
Yeah,
Dormammu.
I'll show you.
I'm trying
I'll show
to
you
figure
what
out
time.
the-
Also, I'll also say Marvel's brilliant answer to Batman, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Moon Knight's great.
This is actually.
And Marvel's answer to Moon Knight, Darkhawk.
That was.
Wait, are we
that's
throwing
great.
down
Look at
channels?
this though. This pack.
No, I think we're
got-
just having fun at the
I think
moment.
we're just having fun.
In
yeah.
this
Eventually
pack, I got Doctor Doom, Mephisto, and Kingpin. Like,
Whoa!
It's
Trifecta.
like the most evil pack ever.
I feel like I need to give you my old
I got the rookie card for
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, only one of which was actually in the movie.
They're the OG team.
Yeah.
Now all of them have been.
No,
in the
well,
movie.
hold on. Have all of them? Let me see. Can
Yeah.
I see?
Yeah.
A letter.
Hi.
Oh,
So there's a card party happening.
card
I
party.
thought it was
Yeah.
a key party, but then I realized it's kind of a key party.
Wait, you're
It's
not
kind of a
ready?
different kind of key
It's more of
party.
a card
They
party.
can't see you.
Come on, we need
face. That's
people.
like
Come
Come
to
to the
this
Brittany
side.
side.
Come to this side.
I'm gonna.
This is the best episode.
So one of my
This was
favorites
such a good idea.
is Thanos. And I love that Thanos.
Thanos.
No, but here's the pose that he's doing. He's like,
Revolutionary.
dance party, yeah!
Oh my god.
Yeah, dance party, yeah! Look at this Thanos. He's just like excited for a dance party, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
There's
here's
something about the posture.
Ain't no
this is
party
the
like a
version
Thanos
of
party.
the fight that I liked when you guys played best, is when you didn't know who you were going to get. So you open a brand new pack,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the very first card you thumb out is who you fight with.
So should we take a new pack and each do
Okay,
that?
everyone, let's
Are we
do a
opening
battle.
new packs?
Let's take a new pack.
I'm doing my second pack.
Who's gonna fight with
I-
Dr. Doom and
I can only
probably
one.
win?
I have a team card for
I'm
you.
technically
I'm
supposed to be
having a
getting
hard
ready
time.
for Star Trek right now.
You
Keep on
opening
card packs.
New pack?
Oh, you got it?
I'm so stoked for Star Trek.
I am very stoked
gonna
to
be
start.
so
Alright,
good.
Front
It's
or the
gonna
one
be
in the
so
back?
good.
Which one?
Alright,
The one
so-
in
One in the
front
back.
or the back? One in
You
the
know,
back.
you know,
One in the back.
all day today, Chad has
Don't
been
look,
calling
you
today
can't
Valentine's
look,
Day.
you can't look.
First single
sick.
character.
But
First
wait,
single
wait,
character in the back.
Wait, you
First
guys have
single
to
character.
choose who's going to fight against each other. You can't just all fight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm fighting with the Punisher.
I'm fighting with Jean Grey, Marvel Girl.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Hank
you lost.
McCoy.
Oh, yeah. All right.
It's
we
not,
do- Oh, wait. It has to be solo.
famous
Okay.
battles.
No, you gotta pick.
Oh, I'm fighting with Apocalypse, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that.
What?
What'd you get?
Top my Thanos, bitch!
Oh!
I gotta have it.
Woo! Get that havoc out of here.
All y'all.
He's like
Wait,
the Garfunkel
y'all.
of the X-Men.
I got one.
He's like the
Eric,
Garfunkel.
Eric, what you got? What you got?
Can't top that.
Drop this. Baron Zemo.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, shit. Now what?
Hey, hey.
I would like very much to lose this battle, please, because I am the Red Skull.
Apocalypse could
That's
take
fucked
out
up,
Red
Amy.
I don't know
Skull.
about you guys.
It's pretty fucked up.
Let's
So
be honest.
Mariner's in the fight now.
Oh, he's an offender. He
So-
can do it.
I think we all know that with Red Skull in there, there's no way he's gonna last more than 3 seconds with Punisher within like 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Like that's.
So they
Right.
went for
So-
one school in this town.
So is this how we're doing
I'm
this?
not sure.
We're all arguing who's gonna win on this hybrid battle?
Yeah.
Thanos is kind of like
Thanos wins.
It's kind of a Thanos thing.
There's no one smart enough to beat Thanos in here. Like really. It's
Yeah.
Jean could maybe.
No.
No, you guys.
I don't know, y'all.
If every character we threw down, if we threw Red Skull, Punisher, Apocalypse, Submariner, Havoc, and Marvel Girl, I still think Thanos.
My
would win.
vote is
And Beast.
Thanos, Marvel Girl, Submariner is kind of my vibe. Like gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Girl trumps Submariner, but Thanos is just like you need like a Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock or like a Fool Killer.
Do you
I feel like Apocalypse.
Oh, I
Guy with the gun.
Silver Surfer.
You would know you'd be dead.
I mean, who can he has his own age.
The Mole Man.
Oh, Brittany wins. Brittany wins.
Sorry, guys.
Fatality.
So OP.
Brittany wins.
All right.
I was one card away from throwing down a hologram.
Spider-Man.
Cosmic Spider-Man
Next Spider-Man is
hologram.
actually the answer, I think, to this question.
Yeah.
Oh!
Welcome
it
to
is
the
thrown
ears
down.
episode.
I love
of
guys.
Wait,
Wait, what?
No, it's Cosmic Spider-Man
Okay.
versus Thanos, and it's a hologram.
I thought you had something.
No, I'm just excited.
He would win for like a
I've never
and then he
seen one
loses
in
the Cosmic
person.
Hour and becomes shitty
Because
again.
you're such a loser.
By the way,
What happened?
I can trump Mole Man easy. I got a Human Torch. Like Human Torch trumps Mole Man.
Yeah.
Are we doing another round here?
Is it just next?
Maybe in
next few
1939.
countries?
Nothing moves the block.
So did I win? I just need
Yeah, you
more
won.
information.
You won.
Thanos
You won.
won.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is where you stop. Nothing moves the blob.
Oh man,
they wouldn't dream of trying.
Where go?
I don't know why they thought for the cartoon that the blob also was like brain damage.
You know, you say all that, but you remember every goddamn line of it, don't
You know what? And I remember this because you were the only person that ever got the reference.
That's you.
Matt is the only person I've ever met in my life that would get the reference whenever I would say, "Where go?" He knew exactly what I was
You're right, dude. I watched the Pride of the X-Men pilot. I wore out the VHS tape that I had.
Same here.
It was so
I learned about these guys for the X-Men animated series, but I didn't know about Pride of the X-Men.
Did anyone read the novel trilogy that included a fight between Juggernaut and the Blob? The man who cannot move and the man who cannot be stopped. And Juggernaut won because the Blob flinched.
Yep.
And he ended up with a couple of broken ribs.
What happened? What would happen if you threw in Eunice the Untouchable in there? Eunice the Untouchable.
His daughter was in that story.
What?
Oh, it's a Phoenix card. Yeah, it was like it was the novel trilogy where
yours.
Magneto takes over the Sentinels and then takes over part of Earth, and like half the team's out dealing with Shi'ar stuff. And
the Shi'ar Empire.
I have to check that out.
We gotta figure out when to drag you into a proper solo.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, for no other reason than you are the Wolverine of the Alright, you're on every team. Every book on every
Are there
team.
any more packs in there?
Next pack?
Yeah, there's plenty. You guys want to do
I'm
another
just
round?
doing. Let's do one more round.
All right, everyone gets
It looks like we're going up for just one more
pass
round.
one down, take one, pass
And then
one
we'll
down.
get to a new box.
Look what I'm doing over here. Look more assembly.
Where it's the same rules? First one off.
Oh god, the Australian
No.
Wolverine. Thank you, chat.
Let's just pull a random one from the middle, but don't look.
Oh, wait, you have a
Third pack, please.
Oh, new pack for Amy.
All right, guys, you can't
I
look.
win.
And new pack.
Yes!
Oh, chase.
I like that.
Come on.
Okay, you can't look.
What a
Just pull
cool
from the
card.
middle.
Pull from the middle.
From the middle? I want them both.
Iron Man.
Wait, so pull from the middle?
Pull from the middle. And the first
Iron
card
Man's
you get
okay.
that's like a solo card.
Okay.
Take it, guys. Dr. Octopus. Good luck. Oh, Amy, you sweet, sweet woman.
From the middle of the pack.
Oh.
Green Goblin.
Ooh,
90s angsty blue skin Archangel.
Happy Independence, everybody.
That's about
It's Captain Britain.
Yay!
Happy July 4th.
I'm gonna say I was a
Oh,
little
wait, I
disappointed.
these two legitimately
Got Loki in the house.
There's a lot of good.
Wait, there's a lot happening here.
Didn't the set have the Patch Wolverine card as well?
It did.
He
Yeah.
was briefly his
so.
alter ego Patch with the eye patch on.
The best
I'm having so many
secret
memories
identity
going on over
ever.
here.
I've got.
Punisher again.
I got
building the team.
Freaky
Building
90s
the
X
team.
Factor, Journey into Mystery, the Hellfire Club.
I'm training
I got
for
the
Ray from
Hellfire
Lightsaber.
Club.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
Repeat
it.
that fuck? Is that what you wanted? Hector, happy birthday.
Oh.
I got my rookie Deathlock card.
Yay!
I got Lock-Key.
Oh, you got him! You found we got the patch card!
Wait, you got Lock-Key?
That's awesome!
The Dragon Lock-Key?
Yeah. Oh.
Keep it.
I got
Your crush.
Evil Knievel Captain America.
Oh, right on.
Captain America on a bike.
Oh, no shit. How many? And 9 battle spots, so there you go. It's 100%.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these are amazing.
I got
Oh
She-Hulk.
wait, this side's even better.
There he is.
You guys, this
Yeah.
Deathlock card has
Captain
a win
Britain, by the way, is a great
100%
character.
win percentage.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
That's
Oh, you
Yeah.
got one too. Nice.
100% win
Hell yeah.
percentage.
Oh wait, yeah, I got full
Twinsies.
killer. I got the
Who
full
did
killer
the
Ricky
numbers
card.
on that?
I don't know.
What constitutes
We didn't
a
ask
Yeah, and
those
what
questions.
counts?
Battle spot 9, wins 9, losses 0, ties 0, win percentage 100%.
Oh, this is way too funny. All right, so this is the first appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hulk 181.
Yep.
Yep.
Hulk
Was that
181.
Peter David? Or...
Which one do we show here?
Down here's
Okay.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Down there.
There you go.
Down here. Okay. See that? All right. That's the first appearance. Hold on. I need to see it because this is amazing. The 1990 Overstreet price guide values it at $75 near mint.
Man.
If
We're
you
gonna
can
be
find it for that price,
billionaires.
buy the hell out of it.
Why did you say that? My
What's
parents,
X-Men
when I was
onward?
3 years old, to go
X-Men
buy a
number
bunch of
1,
comics.
near mint, $990.
A lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda.
What a
So
steal.
back there. We must live with this regret for the rest of our lives.
Excalibur, by the way, the Excalibur was one of my favorite team books growing up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
That was
Look
when
at that.
Kitty really got to
Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Captain Britain, Megan,
Yeah.
and Phoenix 2.0.
Yeah.
I had to follow that
And
because
Magic for a
Colossus,
while too.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Kitty were my 3 favorite X-Men.
Yep.
So when Kitty and Nightcrawler, when Kurt and Kitty went to do their own team, I had to follow them.
Here you
I
go.
think it was
What
when
is that?
everyone went into like
Oh,
the
it's
Sea
Colossus,
Fearless.
dude! You just look at. Do you see that I'm doing over here? I've got almost. I'm.
Also,
You can't have
I've got-
Lock-Key though. I'm keeping Lock-Key.
you can keep Lock-Key.
was that the book where Nightcrawler was so disgusted with drunk Captain Britain that he literally just picked up his unconscious body and threw him in the
I think so.
Like threw him
And
into the ocean.
he
Was
had a crush
like,
on
well,
the-
he'll either sober up or he'll drown.
I'm building the X-Men over here. I've got Cyclops, Kitty, Wolverine, Dazzler, Colossus, Storm, and Professor X.
Huge Dazzler fan. I mean, huge. Wait, is that silver Dazzler costume?
Is it? No, it's classic 80s. It's the.
Oh, it's the blue.
The blue. This is X-Men Arcade Dazzler.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just past the wide white lapel.
Yeah.
I
like
that was such a great look.
Not white chrome. It was a chrome suit
right.
with a disco ball.
They couldn't draw chrome that well.
And her hair was
and
you
hair.
guys, this one.
What's that?
This one.
What is it?
So I think it's just fun for perspective.
Uh-huh.
Avengers #1,
All right.
1963. Valued at $725 near mint.
Oh my god. That's not right.
It hurts.
Pete Wisdom was the shit. Tom.
Pete Wisdom was the shit.
Interesting fact.
I didn't know he was a John Constantine knockoff because I wouldn't find out who that was for several years.
No, I never put those
If you like
together.
Pete Wisdom, by the way, check out Captain Britain and the M13. It is an amazing book.
I mean,
We'll
we
talk
just
about it on
generally
the show.
assume.
I was just gonna say,
I don't know if there's like anybody on record
the
saying
X-Men
that,
arcade game. If you got it on Xbox or any of the, if you got it on like thing, so there was an unlock you could get because there was bad English translation from Japanese when the game came out, and so when I think it was whenever you confronted the White Queen or something, or it may have been Wendigo, but like
with Wendigo, the whole game was to never let him finish his name.
Yeah, Wendigo. But if you remember, somebody. Oh, I think it was Magneto when he would appear. Welcome to your die.
Welcome to die.
So good. Fun story about Welcome to Your Die. When we were working
Welcome to Die.
When we were working on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I think we didn't end up using it. One of the Deadpool outtakes for his character battle with Magneto was Magneto, welcome to die. We actually got him to do it. I don't think we ended up using it though. I think that was
Also,
we have like 100 outtakes.
I'll say also fun trivia when they re-released the X-Men arcade game for the Xbox Live arcade. They had Kyle A. Bear come in and record all the dialogue for every male character in the game, and they did not change any of the English.
No,
they left it all in there for him to re-record, and I love that they did that.
Amazing.
One of my shops growing up had a copy of the X-Men arcade game that they had unlocked for unlimited free play. So we probably drove them insane because we were just like, "How late do you open? Cool."
Me and Mercer are planning to have that at our reception for our wedding.
Yeah.
So we can have in the background the wonderful sounds
Colossus.
of.
Your marriage should, right when you're about to take your vows, there should be a boss fight. There should be a boss fight right when you're about to say "I do." There should be a boss fight. Welcome to die.
Oh my god!
The two of you have to.
Maybe I could play somebody for the bouquet. Maybe that instead of like a toss.
In Mortal Kombat.
Amazing.
Yes. Someone be like, "Fight me for it, bitches."
That's pretty awesome.
Put on like steel gauntlets.
Wait, are you getting married?
Well, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just want to point out, in that entire
What?
box.
Who are you gonna marry? Do you have someone in mind?
Only 3 holograms.
I'm thinking about asking somebody maybe here in a couple weeks, hoping he goes with me to the dance.
We're actually gonna we're gonna be doing
I have a picture of him
a
at
giant mystery
Shadowcat. I hear
date.
that works.
Don't do that. It doesn't work at all.
So you heard that, fans. We need a picture of Mercer as Shadowcat.
Yeah. Tell me as to my
You know you want to do it.
And it's on Twitter.
You know you want to do it.
And it's already there.
So for our next box, for the goth kids in the group, we have a box of Vertigo trading cards.
I can't believe these are a thing.
These are
What year?
What year are they?
Yeah, what year?
God, I don't.
So like, why the last man is not
1994.
No.
Yeah, great.
No, 1994.
So we're not going to recognize any of these.
This is a lot of
Yeah.
It's got like a lot of Sandman, Dave McKean kind of vibes.
Oh yeah, no.
These are slightly taller than normal
Yeah,
cards.
because they're more adult.
So they've grown.
Because they're more adult.
Yeah.
And there is something called a randomly inserted
yes.
death sky disc. Whatever.
What?
I don't know what it means.
I don't know what a sky disc is, but I want it.
Wait, it's better. Death trademark.
Mark
Sky
Sky
disc
Disc
trademark.
Wow, they trademarked death.
Got it.
No, it's
So-
just a sky disc that kills kills you.
What paperwork did that person have to go through?
Oh yeah, these are all really big.
I gotta go prep for Shield tomorrow.
Yay! Thanks for stopping in.
Are you
Yay! Thanks for stopping in, Hector.
Thank you so much,
buddy.
You don't want to stick around for the adult cards, Hector? Are you childish enough?
My mom won't let me.
Does everybody have a...
Get home safe, Hector!
He's also apparently double S tarot cards. Apparently.
Yeah.
I think in the major Vertigo Arcana.
I will...
There is a
Vertigo
tarot
There is a Vertigo tarot deck.
I own it.
I've got one. I kind of own it.
They're amazing.
One of my feet started hurting.
I'll actually say, like, I'm a big tarot deck nerd. I'm a nerd for tarot decks.
Yeah, you are.
The Vertigo deck is one of the best decks
they're all
I've ever... Like, it's
They're
really well built.
weird. They're all like full.
I was gonna say it's interesting. So many. A lot of people that I knew who grew up kind of as the outliers of the outcasts of their various social groups growing up.
Wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Like me. Nightcrawler was such an important character to them, and Nightcrawler was like my favorite character. I know it's like Keith's favorite characters, and Liam, and like Eric brought it up there. And I think there's so much about that character that resonates with the fact that they have an appearance and a visage that is considered, you know, people push away from society. And yet, in spite of that, he still was a good person. He was still a hero and still wanted to help people.
And he had that great attitude, which I think we all wish we could have.
Yeah,
to, like the
very much
ability
so.
to laugh it off. And,
Yeah.
like, and
Haha, they are all making fun of me and trying to kill me. It is okay.
But like, and he had
I
amazing
will.
friends who appreciated him, and I think that was as much the fantasy.
No, that's
as
good. There's
anything else.
gonna be a lot of I don't know what that is.
So I got Swamp Thing.
So did I.
Very nice.
Oh, I got a different Swamp Thing.
There's a few different Swamp Things in
I
here.
got a relevant to my working life, Shade the Changing Man,
Ooh.
and because Shade the Changing Earl is part of the Young Animal lineup.
I'll see your Shade the Changing Man and raise it my Shade the Changing Man.
This one I think is a weirder.
Yeah, mine just has 8 eyeballs and 8 balls.
So
Lots
I
of
got
balls on
my
card.
favorite that I got Roland and Payne. This is an obscure one. Who are the 2 dead children from who were in a book called The Children's Crusade? Where they were 2 murdered children who came back as ghosts to solve. And they were like kid detectives.
That's awesome.
Oh my god,
It's
cool.
awesome.
Almost as cool as my Chris
They like
Angel
told
card.
death off.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Mind
Chris
free.
Angel.
Or sorry, Sandman.
Sandman.
Not, I really mean this, not as cool as my Hellblazer with a cover art by Glenn Fabry of Preacher fame.
Oh, whoa! That's actually really cool.
That's solid.
card.
I got Desire of the Endless.
Ooh.
I'm pretty
I don't know if I
partial.
want any of the stuff on that card. That doesn't say
No,
desire
I
to
like
me,
this.
but yeah.
Although I will go for it. Definitely came before Harry Potter and had way too much in common with Harry Potter.
Yes.
Books of Magic. Which was the reason I didn't read Harry Potter for ages.
I'll
because
see
I
your
thought it
books
was
of
too
magic
close.
and raise you my books of magic.
Oh, that's the same. I have that same book.
No, mine is better though, Jody!
Oh, we got the checklist! We got a checklist!
Checklist!
Oh
Hey,
shit!
Matt Key, look what I'm doing. I'm putting mine on top of yours.
You!
Pretty partial to
You
that
Hauser!
Jonah Hex.
That
right
Jonah
there.
Hex
That
card
is
is
actually
nuts.
correct.
I love my Animal Man card because it shows Animal Man as an angel being pleased by an elephant, it appears. He's in the throes of love with an elephant.
You don't remember that storyline?
I don't, actually.
I will raise your Animal Man and card with one where he is grocery shopping.
For pigs?
I got the grocery card too.
What?
These are
It's
awesome.
Animal Man number 57. This is amazing.
Vertigo Comics. We don't know what we're doing either.
I love the giraffe in the background that's like,
What's going on?
Yeah.
Is this cool? Like,
Wait, and is she just like,
is this
my turn
consensual?
next?
Are we okay with this?
I love
was there
this.
consent?
Jonah Hex one's
Can we just
great.
talk about like how hard they were trying to be different on the back
Oh,
here?
yeah.
They were like, we're Vertigo, we don't know about fonts. You know, it's very like twisted and it's trying so hard to be
It's such a
different.
product of its time.
Yeah,
Bless
it was,
it.
it was
I'm really not
so
complaining.
it was so alt.
Oh god, that
So alt.
Abigail Arcane.
I know, but it's Abigail Arcane holding an armful of corn.
I love Abigail Arcane.
I know, but it's like you know, there could be flowers
that could
or
be a
something.
cousin-in-law.
I really enjoy super bashful and kind of geeky Swamp Thing. Who's like, oh, that tickles.
Yeah, right.
Goo.
I just grew naked lady parts out of me.
Oh, sorry
I've
about
got this incredibly rad, sophisticated computer art Buddy Baker card.
Yeah.
That looks like Batman. Batman Beyond.
Wait, guys, we were in a Vertigo. Let's move
had
this
a baby
Marvel
with
shit
that.
out of the way.
Yeah.
How about some old school Doom Patrol?
Nice.
Has anyone gotten one of those weird kill
No!
yourself death
No, I
cards?
want the death. Like I'm digging through them.
I'm gonna put the weird
the
weird
Deathstroke
shade, the
disc?
changing man out there
Oh,
next
wow,
to
yeah.
Doom Patrol for some young, and then a very cool Sandman.
I found a character. Oh,
Laser.
oh yeah. Oh, good. Please grab a pack. Anybody
Where are
want-
the
yeah.
death discs?
Yeah, we need more packs.
We have not hit a death disc.
Pass that more packs.
In the chat, corn, the most arcane grain.
That's
amazing. Good on you, Zephyr.
Yeah, golden ticket.
Someone apparently came into Animal Magic Pleasure by an elephant.
Welcome.
Sorry, not
welcome
sorry.
to Vertigo in the 90s. I got a Kathy George
so
card
excited
from.
Welcome, Kalira.
You're our keeper.
77.
You're the one
Oh,
who
we
guides
are.
our journey through the Vertigo cards.
Yeah, that one card that you throw. This sounds like this looks to me the way
yeah,
the Batman Beyond
checklist
like
card.
Checklist.
opening theme. It like that's that opening theme embodied to me.
What it's like if it had a baby with gargoyles.
Ooh,
Yes,
Sandman
yes.
Mystery.
Oh,
Shades of
Sandman
Changing
Mystery
Man.
Theater. That was a great book.
Okay, this one I have to keep with me.
Titania.
Oh my God! What an amazing! Put that down.
Skin
Show that.
wrap.
Let's show that to everyone. That's my favorite card so far. Is the
I'm
Delirium.
taking that one back. I'm taking that one back.
I'm jealous as heck.
My favorite.
Oh, look at this awesome shade.
Oh, that's
This
amazing.
is a great shade.
I will top your Madness coat with Madness frogs.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, that's so good.
I didn't know that
Vegetable, isn't it?
Legion belonged to
Oh yeah, it
Vertigo.
kind of does look like Legion.
It does look like
Legion.
Legion. It looks a lot like Legion.
I
Oh
got,
man, now this Swamp Thing is awesome. Look at that Swamp Thing. That's
So-
a good Swamp Thing. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, fast low. It's
But
for
that's-
the cover
that was a
issue
cover
34.
on one of
Sandman Mystery
Oh.
Theater.
Ooh.
the original human Sandman. Wesley
Doom
Dodds.
Patrol?
Wesley Dodds.
Yes.
So this is actually.
Also, some people might have seen
That's
him in Kingdom
fantastic.
Come.
Kingdom
and if
Come
they
as
didn't
well.
read Vertigo.
Is this
Nice.
their version of a foil?
You got a foil!
Oh my
gosh,
gosh.
That's amazing.
That's
actually really
Is
pretty.
it
That is really
the
pretty.
death thing?
Is that the death card?
That might be the Death Sky disc. I have no idea.
It's not
awesome.
really. It's not death, and it's not a disc.
I know.
It's Sandman.
What do you mean, Vertigo? Just say what you mean.
Metaphor.
They've printed in a little design on the back.
It's really
Oh,
pretty.
it's so great.
And this is this card on my checklist. Hold on.
So while she's checking, I gotta say that Doom Patrol is one of those books I love. This is actually my favorite cover of Doom Patrol, which is the professor's head
would
in an
be
ice
your
bucket
favorite.
with a note that says, "Cliff, don't forget to feed head." Signed, Dorothy.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, I love Doom Patrol.
This
I'll
is
make
this
another
card
shade.
just has
Yeah, I
50
got
words
another
that describe dream on the back.
These
Wait,
are
One of
what?
them is feline.
feline.
One of them is discreet.
Did you sleep well?
Male.
Dreams were a little feline last night.
Dreams were a little feline.
We got a good like 6
Go
hours.
to
I
feline.
mean,
Reproduction of
Bastard
Gamon's
show.
signature.
That's
This
so.
is insane.
That's so pretty.
This
and I
is
just
so
noticed,
ridiculous.
I want to credit where it's due.
Oh,
Text and
thank you,
research.
Logan. Highlight. Yeah.
Tennessee Peyer, P-E-Y-E-R, cards 1 through 49, 57 through 89. Text Neil Gaiman and Tennessee Peyer, cards 50 through 56. Which
Doing one
are... Which ones are the Sandman cards?
I want that death disc.
I know. I feel like I want to just keep going till we get a death
What
disc.
Yeah.
Did you have other packs
this?
opening?
Oh yeah.
So far, yeah.
Where does
Before we
this
go to
fit into
another-
the
Thank you.
checklist?
What's funny is that this is showing me all
We're
the
going
comics.
beyond the checklist.
What if
This
we
is showing me
discovered-
all the comics that I missed
taking
in
them
the
off the
90s
grid.
because I was too young to read
It's the
them.
golden
Yeah,
ticket.
yeah.
There's only
Too
5. We
pushed
get to go to
into
DC
crazy.
headquarters now. If you survive, you become editor.
According to the Geeks Meow, Google has shown them that you will know when you find the Death
Holy
Sky disc.
shit.
So we're gonna know.
Holy shit.
Let's
Okay,
find
we'll
it.
know.
Let's find it.
Guys, look at this card. That's beautiful. I mean, we should clear. Let's
Oh,
clear the
yeah.
board. Let's clear the board. This
Yes,
is like too
sir.
much.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
I'm here for the
let's
death
put
disc.
put Sting back up there.
Oh, this is the most adorable card for sure so far.
Oh
Nice
my
and
God.
Quaker,
Death
Animal Man and his
disc.
dog.
Death disc.
Oh, so pretty.
But that's what
How
those
is that
are
pretty?
favorite is like what
Oh, what an
Why isn't it
amazing
on my
shade of
bucket
Changing
list?
Man.
Oh, I got some Doom Patrol for you, Tal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
yes.
I have
Yes.
Oh, this is Brian Bowman.
Oh my God, Kit Ryan.
What is it?
What are you getting about? Yeah.
Oh, actually, a really good death.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll add a despair to your death.
Yes.
Now we've got Destruction, Despair,
What
and
a
Death on the
death
table.
disc.
We already saw Desire and
Kit
Delirium.
Ryan from Hellblazer.
Here's a great.
Is that
Yeah,
Delirium?
here's a
We're
great
missing,
one.
Throw down an
yeah,
Animal
that's
Man.
the answer.
We're missing
Missing
Destiny.
Destiny.
Nice, Doom Patrol. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kit Ryan. Okay, here's another comic book crush. Kit Ryan, who was like the one that got away.
Yeah. Who's Kit Ryan? Tell us about Kit Ryan.
Kit Ryan was like John Constantine's ex-girlfriend, and she was kind of like she was the girl who figured out really quickly, oh my god, I'm way too good for you, and so it's just always kind of his like that. She was a great character because she was kind of had all of her shit together, and it was like basically every time he showed up, he would kind of ruin her life just enough for her to go like, oh yeah, that's why I never want to talk to you again. Please go away. Please go away.
Oh, there's was that Destiny?
She's great.
BioMonkey said with all this
we did need a Destiny.
The death trademark disc.
Oh my god, is that Sebastian O? Do you have Sebastian O?
I do.
Oh my god, this is the worst comic book Grant Morrison ever wrote.
Oh, I love you, Taliesin.
It was the one I was like, oh wow. I mean, like, I feel bad for saying that, but it was so bad. Oh.
I haven't read it.
Thank you, Cat Cosplay, for going in your 105-degree angle.
Oh my god, Cat Cosplay! Amazing!
Oh,
you guys are so good. Yeah, let's do another. I will more packs.
We love you, Cat Cosplay.
Another one?
Cat Cosplay, reminisce with us.
Oh, reminisce together.
Reminisce, you guys.
Reminisce. We are all Constantine's girlfriend.
Ain't that the truth?
Everyone got a pack?
I better have a death disc.
What happens if you don't
There's
really?
an elaborate thing on here, by the way,
Wait, is there
about
really?
the sky disc. Also, finding the foil enhanced bonus cards are approximately 1 in 18 packs.
I don't know.
This looks like a birdie.
That's the Invisibles. That's one of my favorite.
Amazing.
That's one of the best Grant Morrison books.
Y'all, I'm gonna read the warning.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Death Sky Disc, read the warning.
Oh,
That's cool.
That's Fabry. That's beautiful.
Still pretty.
Wait, were you gonna say anything?
So that's gotta be odds of finding the foil enhanced bonus cards are approximately 1 per 18 packs. Death Sky Disc, approximately 1 out of 180 packs.
We didn't get enough packs.
Stated odds reflect average of entire production run. This ratio is not guaranteed to exist within an individual box.
We was wrong.
No, we still have more. Do we have any more?
Guys,
you know what?
No, like somebody in
you're allowed to
chat
do
said
that.
that they had one of the death discs. So if you do, tweet us a picture.
Yes,
We wanna see it.
Picture.
Oh, are you opening one now?
Yeah.
Are we almost done?
Death
Okay, then. We'll do one more.
One more.
That Wesley Dodds is amazing.
Yeah, no, that's really
Watch,
cool.
it's just like a piece of bubble gum, and they call it a death disc.
Because it'll kill you if you eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Swamp
It's a
Thing fighting
slammer.
red
It
things.
would make sense.
Oh my
Sad
god.
Animal Man.
Is it a slammer?
Which, by the way, guys, when you think about it, culturally,
Yeah.
It was the
I am
I was saying fidget spinners are the new slammer.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, the same kind of craze and collection.
Oh my god, I love Kid Eternity.
as well.
Oh, Kid
Like the
Eternity
weight
is
of
so
a
cool.
slammer.
Content of this channel is made with fidget spinners.
Kid
Just
Eternity,
wanna
by the way,
point that
has the best superpower of any character. Hey, it's
It's the internet sex.
I was wondering
This is a card party, not a car party.
I know.
God.
I have to leave.
No, please.
I was wondering if you might donate a couple packs of this mug that I'm going to immediately give away.
Yeah.
We have one unopened Vertigo.
Okay.
Give it a kiss.
Do we have some unopened Marvel?
We have an unopened.
You guys,
give one of these two?
Yeah.
You must kiss the
There you
pack.
go.
have you guys seen how creamy the shape
Okay,
picture is?
so I'm going to give away
I
this
just got that same one.
2-year anniversary mug that has all the shows we've ever done, and these 3 card packs to somebody in chat who says the code word card party, all one word.
Card party.
One word.
Enjoy.
Yay! Thank you, Sax Cod.
Thank you, Internet Sex Car.
But if you get it, you gotta send us like a video of you.
Yes, please. Let us know.
Yay.
So when you inevitably open your pack and you get the death disc, you can rub it in our faces.
I swear to God.
Please
If you get the death disc, you have to send it to us.
Yeah, we want it back.
We want it back.
You keep that shit.
We gave away the cards, not the death disc. That was very explicit.
So Kid Eternity superpower, which I just want to talk about really cool because it was
tell
really
us.
quickly, was that Kid Eternity could say the name of any person who is either from history, who is now dead, or fictional, and they would be his friend and do whatever he asked unless they died, and then he couldn't bring them back. But if he just sent them back, he could bring them. So he could say like George Washington, and then George Washington would be there to help him, or Superman, and Superman would be there to help him, or Peter Pan, and then Peter Pan, unless Peter Pan died, and then he couldn't bring Peter Pan back.
Interesting.
It's so cool. I forgot.
Guys, I found a picture of the.
Of the death disc?
Those are so cool.
It's like a hologram.
It's a circular hologram
card.
of Doom.
Awesome. And apparently they sell for for like 20-some bucks on eBay.
Oh, that's not too much.
Are we all done with Vertigo cards?
I think it's time for more.
I think it's time for something new.
Do we want to do Jim Lee or do we want to get?
We've also got. Let's save Jim Lee for the end if we're going to be saving that.
Yeah.
So let's do some weird ones. So we want to do a mix of some of the weird ones.
Do some weird
ones.
How does this work?
Oh my God! Do you have Superman Doomsday?
Death of Superman. Superman Doomsday cards.
All right.
We have
open your Superman.
Kirby trading cards.
My job.
Love you.
Bye, Thunderbolt. Bye. Bye, amazing creative director.
Someone suggested that we should make Critical Role fidget spinners.
Yes.
Do you want?
What colors would represent each?
Hauser.
Like what? How would you make the fidget spinner specifically for critical?
I don't want to entertain this notion to put it into reality.
Stop creating things with your minds.
I've already made 3 to 4 designs.
Manifestation is too powerful, guys. We can't do this.
We just put the Vertigo cards away. We gotta be careful what we do.
No, this is like Gozer. I just feel like I've just willed it into existence by thinking too hard.
I do like how these cards are essentially all just one comic.
I know.
They're just single images from it.
Hey, remember?
I have to say,
I died. Remember, guys? You remember?
So I got a card art by Tom Grummett, and I just met him at Denver Comic Con this weekend, and he was like the nicest person. He gave me a Batgirl print. He was just super cool.
That's awesome.
But apparently, like him, I'm assuming some of the other people who worked on the books, they got death threats over Superman.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Pre-internet, so on their phone.
So and we worked on a YouTube video. Matt and I worked on a YouTube video, which was a weird bullshit retelling of the Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. And if you look at it's got a great soundtrack too. So if you look up
I got the actual Superman dying card.
Oh,
I win.
I think you do.
You might. That's a.
I also got him flying to heaven.
Dying in a field.
So
I got the classic Superman cover. The first Superman cover was Superman lifting. Was it a car and throwing it while people were going, "Oh my God"?
Yeah.
I got Supergirl lifting a car.
That was a weird Matrix Supergirl too.
Yeah.
This is still to me one of the most iconic images from the comic, which was just Doomsday still in most of the outfit, pulling free of the flames of the wreckage.
Oh yeah. I
liked him better with everything was covered.
This is Guy Gardner fighting Doomsday when he's still fully in the outfit.
Yeah.
This was one of the images that I remember the most, like the actual
the
fighting.
bro punch. Bro punching. I've got Lois Lane lamenting. We got Lois Lane lamenting.
Superman stands tall.
I do love the last words. These guys.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
The Agony of Defeat. Is that Ice over Guy Gardner?
Guy
Gardner?
They were a thing.
Was that Ice or Dove? I can't really tell.
It is the Max Landis of Superman video.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
If you look closely, you can see a couple cameos.
You will actually see Matt Mercer get in the frat boy scene. You will see Matt Mercer actually getting iced.
Yeah, it was actually iced and had to
natty iced. You got natty iced.
Well, no, it wasn't natty ice. It was Smirnoff ice.
Smirnoff ice.
So this is I actually like this card because it's not that.
No, that's
weird.
This is what I'm looking at.
Yes,
it's a card for an explosion.
Yeah, but this is the Tom Grummett one. So yeah.
We have Takedown here, which is kind of a mid-coitus.
I have that. I don't think there's a lot of cards in this set because we have a lot of overlap just from the past.
I've got a weird helping hand.
The checklist is like 5 cards.
40-ton showdown.
The checklist is a whole 52 cards.
Oh,
yeah.
How is that?
That's very
weird. Yeah.
I've got both combatants sway on their feet, the canyons of the city thundering with the sound of their fists. So hard do they strike each other that windows shatter and foolhardy onlookers cup their ears in pain.
That's awesome.
Exhausted, thinks Superman, but I have to keep fighting until I drop, or he does, the final round.
Doomsday triumphant. Stunned by the power of Doomsday's attack, Superman fights to stay conscious even as the beast lifts him overhead. As the huge behemoth roars in triumph, the Man of Steel, italicized, vision begins to blur. Have to move faster, thinks Superman. Have to match Doomsday's speed, or I'm done for.
Oh, shit. Caught off guard.
Temporarily.
Caught off guard by the power of Maximus' blow, Doomsday finds himself punched through the plate glass window of the local Good Foods market. Aisle after aisle of canned goods go flying as terrified shoppers dash for the nearest exit.
Wait.
But in a moment, Doomsday regains his footing and rushes to rejoin the battle.
Does anybody have the canned foods card? Is a special chase card for the canned goods?
Is there?
There should be.
There should be. It shouldn't be right there. You can see
my
all the
God.
canned goods being destroyed by him.
Like a grim council of war, 5 of the world's greatest superheroes regroup to join their power in a single concentrated, concerted thrust to stop Doomsday. So swollen is Guy Gardner's face that he can barely see to aim his power ring. But he gamely rises to the occasion. Let's do it, shouts Superman.
Swollen
Who's in the gathering power?
Power ring. Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a theme.
That's gold.
Poor guy, look at his little
Booster
face.
Gold.
Oh, so this
Look
one,
at his face.
this one has a mystery.
It's
This one
normally
is a
pretty awful.
mystery.
I know, I was just
Like gasoline
To be
gushes
fair, it finally
from
matches the haircut.
That's true.
Oh, go for it.
Gasoline gushing from a ruptured pump is ignited by an iron spark and the entire station erupts. The force of the explosion knocking Doomsday italicized, Superman italicized, and Maxim italicized, about like ragdolls. A mile away, a helmeted figure hears the explosion. Gunning his motorcycle to life, he follows the trail of thick black smoke. Someone he knows needs his help.
Yeah, so who is that?
Is it Guardian? Is what I'm? No, Guardian didn't have a motorcycle.
But Guardian was in it.
Yeah.
I think the answer is another pack.
Yeah.
There's 3 left.
Wait, so this is number 42. So whoever has number 43 has the answer.
I will say
I
this
hope that's true.
Who wants
is
them?
my
There's
imagination that this is kind of like somebody attempting to like DM a
2
weird version of the Death and Return of Superman.
Kind of, yeah.
Like this feels
2
very.
left.
Thank you.
I'll go for the third.
Okay.
You got this.
What if we have to assemble the cards in a random order and then that's the story that happened?
Yes.
Mad
let's
Lib's
do
Death
that.
of Superman.
Yeah.
I love this. All right, let's move these out of the way.
I do not have 43.
We're gonna assemble a
Yeah,
story.
check
We're
what
gonna
43
make a
is on the
story.
checklist.
43 is the Guardian steps in.
There's the Guardian.
Oh, here's
He's
a
right.
here's a pretty wrecked Booster Gold and Fire.
Oh, look at this beautiful funeral for a friend image.
JLA.
Yeah.
And the statue.
The face of evil.
Who
is that?
The League Attacks.
Oh my god,
That's
this card is
Doomsday,
dedicated
so
to
it's
Doomsday destroying a police
This
car.
this is one really righteously pissed off Superman.
Whoa. I remember that card.
All right.
Okay, this embarrasses
Scratch
me.
one cruiser. With a resounding crash, Doomsday comes to ground directly in front of a Kirby County police station. Thing I would never have noticed. Totaling the chief's own patrol car in the process. Momentarily disoriented, the monster turns his attention on the first policeman to arrive on the scene. Chief, gulps the officer. I think I'm gonna need a bigger gun.
Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. The Ice Maiden cometh.
Yes!
Yes!
With Guy Gardner down, the Justice League, codenamed Ice, enters the fray. Boldly, she charges straight at Doomsday, praying that her metahuman ability to lower temperatures to sub-zero levels will enable her to at least free her teammate from the monster's grasp, if not freeze the deadly beast in his tracks. The Ice Maiden cometh. Oh dear.
I got maybe the
Oh
saddest
my
card.
goodness.
Oh no!
What's that?
Far below the aerial battle, 2 of Superman's most eccentric friends, the idiosyncratic scientist Emil Hamilton and Bilbo, a waterfront roughneck of dubious repute.
I remember them.
I get rush to assemble a powerful italicized laser cannon of Hamilton's design. As Emil's friend Mildred watches uneasily, the professor cautions them. When the creature feels the blast, he's going to be angry. And this is the card. It's just yeah.
There's a card for innocent bystanders.
Does it talk about the cans from the grocery store?
It has not mentioned the cans yet.
Rusting and swollen.
If Wet Hot American Summer taught us everything, it's like cans need love too.
Yeah,
There are people.
Spoiler, guys.
And,
Call
however,
him Doomsday.
they can give them self-love as well. We
They
learned.
do it a lot.
Sequel coming soon.
Oh my god.
Oh, enter Maxima.
X or Max? I like Maxima as
I
a
do
character.
too.
I was a
Wait,
Maxima.
so, oh my gosh! For an
Oh, no.
instant, Doomsday is confused. This is not Superman who challenges him. This is a female.
So I have a question.
A girl?
Question.
I'm
Hey,
a
everybody.
monster, but somehow have gender ideas.
My,
Fucking 90s.
Is
My
this
wife has
the
a question.
only time that you saw trading cards specifically for one series that was just really trying to wring as much
Just
money
like
as
one
they could?
story.
I think
One
there were Nightfall trading
There
cards.
were a few other like night. There was a
Yeah.
Nightfall set that we
But how
specifically
long
avoided.
was,
I don't-
how many issues was Death of Superman total?
Well, it was.
kind of took place
depends
over a
how many of
whole
the
year
tie-ins
in
that
a
you
way.
count.
Yeah,
So
this goes
if
into
I were
like
to
him
grab
already
a
being
graphic
dead.
novel that carried them all, how many graphic novels does that fit in?
27 issues or so. I mean, then if you
That's
also
about
the
right.
Death and Return
So
Descendants,
it's
the
not-
Death and mulleting of
Comparatively
Superman,
to like
otherwise
Preacher,
known as.
comparing it to Preacher, you can't. So I'm just curious
Right,
how
it's
short.
not like
and I don't
10
mean this was
volumes.
very. Yeah, it's a shorter
It's
series.
6
I think
months
to
of
put
reality.
cards to.
Yeah, this is more akin to something like Age of Apocalypse, where it consumed all of the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There were 4 books,
So
right?
do you think they were just trying to get
Superman,
the most?
Adventures of Superman.
Do you think they were just trying to get the
Action
most that
comics.
they could out of this like
Just
short-lived
suckling.
series?
It was,
Yep.
and it was,
Yep.
it was like, okay, we joke a lot about the 90s. The speculation boom and a lot of the associated craziness basically almost killed comics.
Yeah.
When people who were excited by things like this and thought that they might become incredibly valuable flooded in, bought millions of copies of things, got bored, left, and everyone sort of tried to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
This is like the exact example of the height of the exploding everywhere.
So it doesn't matter
madness.
how short-lived this is. We're gonna make money on it, so let's just do it.
This
kinda
was
attitude.
at the time. It was like it's like printing money.
It was a money
Yeah.
grab.
Okay.
I say Avengers, Kirby, X-Men.
Was it?
Yeah.
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 Let's do some. So we got a box of Golden Age Avengers, of like original, or I guess they wouldn't be Golden Age.
No.
Yeah, these are.
Silver Age Avengers.
This is
I
fun,
think this is-
guys.
This is so
This
fun.
is fun.
This is a
Thank
good
you for
Wednesday.
joining
Thank you
me.
for inviting me
I
to be
had
part of your
Thank you for
Wednesday.
having me. This is
Thanks
so
for
fun.
thanks for joining us,
I was
Mr.
nervous.
My guys, it's my
Smoke Don't
pleasure.
Socialize, which is an amazing name, says, hey, screw you guys. Bimbo Babowski is a solid character, especially during the death of Superman Funeral
And
for
isn't-
Rise of the
No,
Superman.
And Mo, isn't it his bar in Injustice too that with like everyone gets beaten around in?
Do not remember.
Oh, probably.
In the Metropolis.
If it's the
episode?
waterfront bar.
Yeah, it's a waterfront
yeah, that's
bar.
how those
Oh no,
work.
yeah, nothing but respect.
Super 390 was working in a shop when this happened.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing. Those must have been interesting times.
That's cool.
If any of you kids grew up in the late 90s in Burbank
There's only
with
5.
me and went to the King's Comics and Card Shop, may it rest in peace.
Aw.
I used to shop there.
Really?
A million
Yeah,
years
there
ago.
was Kings and Kings 2, which was...
I was at the one past the mall in downtown.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was where I went to buy all my cards and buy all my comics back then.
So-
Yeah, no, it's not there anymore.
We're having a sleepover, Sillyo. You silly little.
You're a silly belly!
Silly-o.
Oh my god, that's so cool!
What is it?
It is Avengers Assemble.
Assemble.
They're all
Oh,
like, and they're just like, well, except for Hawkeye,
So-
who was like randomly drawing a bow at
And
the same
these,
time. He's getting
these by the way, are all from
He just
2015.
he just stands
Yeah,
in
these
the
are
way.
new.
Like,
These are
yeah,
20.
these are 2015.
By the way, I love that the quality is not nearly as good as they were. This is
Yeah.
clearly,
Well,
like, cheap
these are specifically meant to be kind of vintagey, and they
Yes!
have that
Yeah.
kind
You
of
think
vibe.
so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
The
think
ones that we're
so.
pulling out were better than this.
No, this is meant to be like old school. They're going
Okay.
for an old school vibe.
Okay.
Avengers 57! The beautiful issue that introduced
yeah.
the Vision.
The Vision.
Nice.
Avengers
The
46.
red is like
Captain
the whole
America
division,
and Quicksilver
right?
Stop Whirlwind while Goliath and the Wasp struggle to survive.
I got the Thuck card, guys.
Oh,
Thuck card?
What the fuck?
It's a pretty
my
cool
God.
Thuck card.
Guys,
Fuck you.
gonna fuck you up, man.
You're telling me I'm so thucked?
I got the swordsman giving a look to the ladies over here. So, ladies.
I got everyone
Oh, the
just being
swordsman.
kind of surprised about stuff.
Hold the phone. Oh my god. Oh my
Guys,
god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
the
What?
friggin'
What?
phone.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I got an actual panel
Ooh.
from Avengers 4.
That's nice.
That's
The
cool.
one
Is
where
that a
Cap
real?
joins the Avengers. I got the Avengers archive cuts. This card contains an original comic book panel
Whoa.
Wait.
from the
Oh, That's
Avengers
actually
number
cool.
4.
Wait, they cut
That's-
up a book?
I prayed to
I
God it was
bet-
already wrecked
I
and they
bet
just
you-
had some
See?
extra pages.
That's exactly what they did. There's no way they would destroy that on purpose.
65 of 156.
You are a billionaire.
That's
Can I-
pretty
can I-
cool.
That's
You
cool.
are
That is
good.
very
I
cool.
need it.
You
I
are
like-
a billionaire.
I like it.
Yeah, we need to see this.
Yeah, pass it around. It's,
Oh my god.
I did.
Guys, Google Avengers number 4. It is the issue where Cap gets unfrozen and joins the Avengers. It is incredibly
Yeah.
I love
important.
that you just
That's-
know that. I love that that just comes out of you.
God.
But I
Does it
love that
smell
you're
weird?
not pretentious about your knowledge. I'm gonna get real personal for a
This is
second.
comics.
There are
I
a
love
lot
it,
of people that are encyclopedic like you and are intimidating, and you are like so open with it. And so like, let me tell you, let me share. So I
Thanks.
think that's great. I'm
Thank
just
you.
gonna
Actually,
I'll
thank
get
you
for
personal.
our
You know what's funny? She could.
I missed a beautiful opportunity to just be a real dick right then.
She totally could actually every day of her life, and she doesn't. She's like, well, if you didn't know, it's very nice.
And this is why she's internet sensation. And
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
True.
Yeah.
This is true.
Very
Okay,
true.
okay, I've got
Let's
something
have a
amazing to
big
show.
pillow fight now.
I've got something amazing to show.
Yes, what?
Iron Man and Captain America
It's a book?
It's a book!
That's awesome.
Because the issue had 2 lead features. They have devoted space to each of the 2
Oh,
stories.
that's really cool.
Which
that
issue is that?
Suspense?
Is that
It's
Tales of Suspense?
Tales
Oh yeah,
of
yeah,
Suspense
yeah, yeah,
62.
And then let's open it up. Oh my God!
Oh my God! The
So-
origin of the Mandarin. Do not read it closely.
So the reasoning behind here's why they did that. If you don't know, like a little bit of comic book history here.
Almost actually.
I wasn't actually.
No, you're good. You're good. You're fine. You're fine, buddy.
My wife. Because when Marvel first started doing superhero comics, they had Tales of Suspense, Tales of Amazing Fantasy, and a few other titles. I can't remember. Journey to Mystery. Those were the titles that they had promised their publisher, and they were only allowed to publish those. So when they start getting more and more characters that they want to start featuring more and more, but they can't give them their own titles, they would start doubling them up in the comic books. That's why you have Captain America and Iron Man and one Tales of Suspense, because they only had like 6 titles. They were only allowed to publish, I think, 10 titles, like for the first year or 2 or something like that, right?
Why was that the case?
They have been in. Are you saying like post transformation from Atlas?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
like in the early 60s, like 60, 61,
There's
when
only
they
so.
first tried with Fantastic Four and then did Spider-Man, they were only allowed so many issues, so they had to pick and choose.
On how much they could spend.
Yeah, the publisher was like, look, we can only afford to do like 11 of these. And they were like, all right, cool. So they get the front half, they get the back half. And also we're going to do a Spider-Man.
If you're picking it up for one of
We
them,
got
then you
another
get
round of
bored
these.
and you
Yeah,
read.
amazing.
Who wants a pizza, guys?
I would like some pizza.
Not many folks knew this, but before Andy Serkis got the role, Namor was really trying for that Gollum role.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Do you remember like that moment? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. Oh, sorry, Jody. I thought you got one.
Who was the actor that they were briefly talking about having God, who was it who was owned? They were going to make a Namor movie because Namor is owned by a different company. He's one of the Marvel characters that got.
Don't they own like Swamp Thing as well?
It's like Swamp Thing, Namor. They had Ghost Rider, but they lost Ghost Rider.
Who is this?
Oh, it was some movie company, but they were talking about like making a Namor movie.
So this
Squadron Sinister.
Oh shit!
They look like.
Oh my God!
Some of those costumes are so.
This is amazing. I'm just distracted by them.
Sinister.
So for those of you, who don't know, Squadron Sinister were Marvel's attempt to make like a Justice League style villains, heroes in the Marvel universe. So they were like, it was a Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, but like not.
Oh, here's some great questions.
So it was almost like, what was the comic with? Wasn't Doom Patrol? It was. Never mind.
Super quiet.
I know, everyone got really intense on me.
We're all just like, what's going on?
What's your question?
We had like 6 conversations the entire episode, and I'm hearing one thing, everyone's like, yes, Matt, do you not have memory of what you're talking about?
Oh, Mercer's talking.
Flying around the internet right now. I'm like, oh God,
Lord
Mercer.
Lord Mercer.
That's how it works.
I love this. Right. Who is the mysterious Yellow Jacket? What has he done to Hank Pym? And why would the Wasp agree to marry him?
We ask ourselves all those questions all
it's a
the
copy
time.
of that card that says, "Why did I agree to marry him?"
Oh, look at the new
what is
lineup.
it?
That's a classic.
Oh, what is
this? It's Avengers 2.0. It's Here Come the Villains.
What was that? What was that?
This is my favorite
issue.
But these days we complain when people change things in comics where it's just like new characters. This is terrible. This is Avengers 16. They totally changed the lineup in Avengers 16.
Yeah.
This isn't working out. We got to mix it up a little.
Not only that, they took out
the other company.
Everyone
And added 3 villains,
2 of whom had been like in the X-Men more than the Avengers, right? Like,
yeah.
Wait, this is great. The Avengers must act swiftly to prevent global annihilation on the back. And on the front, she's just looking at me.
Someone stop the Scarlet Witch before she kills us all again.
She's moving pretty swift.
She's getting pensive.
She was captured by Archon the Magnificent.
Can we talk about one of Hank's better outfits, I think?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Just slightly over it.
Well done.
That makes me feel
Hey, did you hang out with Hercules all weekend?
Yeah, romantic Iron Man moment.
Iron Man and Wonder Man. That
Man.
was that the death of Wonder
now
Man?
I'm shipping
Now
them.
they kiss.
Now I'm shipping them.
That was the original death of Wonder Man, right?
This was the introduction, according to this.
Yeah, so he
Wonder
died
Man
at the
makes
end.
his debut as he takes on the Avengers under the directions from Baron Zemo, the Executioner, and the Enchantress.
I got another one. I got another panel, and I killed it.
They're so cool.
That's pretty cool. This is
those are so cool.
From the Avengers number 86.
They're nice.
Yes, Hank Pym was kind of a dick. He was a huge dick.
Yeah.
And he was a spouse.
There's a problem with Hank Pym.
Yeah.
It's that we should wipe some of those stories out of existence because other stories with him are great, but some things you can't come back
And then you have
from.
Ultimate Hank Pym, who's worse.
Well,
yeah, they made him even worse.
Ultimate, a lot of Ultimate
Captain America
things.
kicked the shit out of him.
Ultimate did some cool things and did some.
I will say I really like in the Skrull invasion that Hank Pym got taken down because he slept with a co-ed. That was just like his entire the downfall.
Thank
of that
you,
entire
I did want to show us.
Thank you for the compliment.
King the Conqueror's bad weekend at Ren Fair.
Oh. Captain Marvel playing with some hair dye, which is always exciting.
Oh, look, he looks so spiffy.
I know, I like the white hair.
This comes from one of my favorite Avengers stories, the Kree Skrull War.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that metallic?
It's metallic.
Like
it's
that looks like
22 of 100.
is watching you masturbate.
Oh, it is.
It's
That's exactly what that is. It's a very
Why
weird
are you touching
issue of
yourself,
comic
Rick
book.
Jones?
No, this is Rick Jones and
That
Captain Marvel who had to trade places at the time. So one of them only one could exist in this reality, and the other one had to be in the negative zone.
Wow, when you watched
Black Knight and the Enchantress.
Now kiss!
Kissing! And he is like not doing well. That is not how you kiss. That is really.
Kids at home, do not learn from this example.
What's that great quote from like Mark Twain? If you kiss a girl with your eyes open, you're doing it wrong. I mean, Mark Twain, the poet.
Mark Twain, everybody.
Steve Holtz.
I like
Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Mark Twain.
You guys, John Buscema is one of the greatest artists of all time, but this is a very interesting.
We all have bad days.
Like, I mean, it expresses so much, but what's happening?
Are they doing
How
like a weird
Master
ballet?
dropping control, maybe?
Okay.
Look.
I like Dracula Vision here. Dracula Vision. I don't even want to read the card.
I got
it's like
another
Dracula Vision.
mini comic.
Oh,
oh yeah.
Suspense featuring Iron Man and Captain America.
God, I love
Enter
this
tumblers.
I think these are so cute.
What the heck is he wearing over his costume?
I don't know. Oh, poor Black Panther.
Black Panther is he's infiltrating the Son of the Serpent by disguising.
Oh yes, of course.
It just does not go with his normal look though. That just
I love it.
Oh, the Grand.
What is it?
We have the Grandmaster coming up in the new Thor movie.
Oh,
nice. Who's playing the Grandmaster now?
It's Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
I think Rick Jones is lost.
Oh, that's an amazing.
Hold on,
What is making Brittany giggle
I
so
love
much?
irritated Magneto. He's just really annoyed. With this guy.
It's like fucking Toad, just leave me alone.
Hey,
what issue
when we
is
go
that
grocery
from?
shopping, what do you need? No, I don't need anything from you.
Let's go to Metropolis. They've got canned goods there.
Yes, Toad, I've seen Twin Peaks. Would you shut up about it already?
I will face you, annoyed Magneto, with rage, screaming Avengers.
Rage Thor!
Avenger!
Avengers!
Oh, I got a Magneto, like...
I like Badass Rick Jones. Badass Rick Jones is pretty. He's like I made a terrible mistake.
Another shiny one. Magneto first battled the Avengers in the Avengers Volume 1, number 47. Interestingly,
is he in jail?
No, they accidentally caught a cosplayer.
Yeah.
Everything was fine.
God.
Oh my god.
Max Eisenhardt is the alias they go with on this particular.
Before he was known as Goliath, he was known as Poor Anatomy Man.
Anatomy.
Wait,
which is his front, which is his back. No one knows.
Goliath must rescue his fellow Avengers from the living laser.
They can't all be
Who was set a trap for the hero because no one had ever tried that before. And the trap is apparently lasers.
Before Giant Man was Bad Anatomy Man, there was Iron Man as Bad Anatomy Man.
Oh, these are gorgeous.
He looks upset.
Iron Man looks like he got caught by a spotlight in like
a
comedic prison break.
Minecraft a little bit.
Yeah.
They're about to it's great.
Avengers 56. Captain America and the Avengers travel back in time to bear witness to Bucky's death at the hands of Baron Zemo. It makes it sound like they specifically just went there to watch him.
They
just wanted to watch him die.
Hey guys, you busy Sunday?
Yeah.
We're gonna go watch Bucky die real
Back in
fast.
time and watch Bucky die.
I don't know what issue this is, but Iron Man is not letting anybody keeps changing the station and everyone's in.
Yes. Sorry, it's 13. Oh my god.
Oh, it's Kree
How many of
Skrull
those
War.
special ones have we got? Just the two?
Just the two.
Well, wait, I've got one here.
Oh, you do?
For Goliath.
Yeah!
yeah. It's so shiny. Oh, it's got all of the cards that you could get on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
I appreciate this entire outfit is like super tight, except for his underwear, which is like way too baggy.
Way too baggy.
It's like grandma panty baggy.
He is Goliath.
He is Goliath. He's wearing an adult diaper.
Don't think it through.
Don't think it through. Boy, there was a.
Oh man,
there's a subtext to most comic books.
We got enough for everyone.
Oh, nice.
One more.
All right. Want to do one more pass?
One more pass, and we're gonna move on to better cards.
Kirby and the X-Men.
Thank you.
Here you go.
And it is funny that this is not technically the Kirby set, but of course, Jack Kirby.
There's a lot of Kirby.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got.
All right.
You have it. Are you trying to see if you have
trying.
Man-Ape. Poor Man-Ape.
I'm trying to Johnny Carson this.
Oh, this is a classic shot. Avengers 6. Bam.
So the Avengers infiltrate the Sons of the Serpent to rescue Captain America before he's brainwashed into believing their message of hate.
What
Good
a terrible
times.
idea that would be.
Yeah, right?
I really solid Enchantress, just looking like she's ready to fuck some shit up.
What are you laughing at there?
Ultron about to. It looks like he's about to give Vision the go to sleep neck snap.
Oh yeah, it's Vulcan. I love that Thor is confused by me. Oh my God, is that MODOK?
No, is that MODOK? That can't
I think this is okay. Here's the description: Can the Avengers and Black Widow escape the Ultroid hordes of Ixar the Invincible
Oh my
before
God.
their powers are assimilated and transferred to the aliens?
Oh, I forgot about that guy. All right,
That's
so
a great
here's
Hercules
what I'm
punching Dragon Man.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, nice. Here's what I'm giggling at. Thor confused by Mjolnir.
Oh yeah. He's like, what?
What happened? What? It's a hammer. What? What?
I got two different tie the Avengers up cards.
Oh.
I like those.
This,
Yeah, go ahead and give those to give those to Brittany.
He'll just pass them that way.
Let's go ahead and give those to Brittany.
Just
Thanks.
gonna take some notes.
Does anyone know who the Circus of Crime was?
Yes.
Yes.
That I don't. But again, this is another like the back of the like what they're doing is very dramatic, and then it's just they're kind of standing around, maybe having some feelings.
The Circus of Crime recently showed up in the Hawkeye books, where Hawkeye and Hawkeye teamed up to fight the Circus of Crime because they like hypnotize people and steal their shit.
Oh my God.
I got the first panel where everyone decided that they were the Avengers. Where actually, who was it? It was the Wasp. Who said, "We're the
She
Avengers."
named him.
A lot of negative space going on.
And then I got the Enchantress just throwing massive shade at Thor.
Oh my God.
That's just like nothing but shade.
That's
This is sad. These dudes don't even have a name. They confront a race of aliens hiding in the Arctic.
That's just
There's
like
some aliens.
There's some aliens.
they've got fins on their
Yeah,
head.
the
Yes.
Avengers attacking King the Conqueror right as his menstrual pains kick in.
Oh.
That's a really rough day for
Lightning
him.
crotch is
Oh, here's a
problem.
really angry red wolf, guys.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that actually I like that one.
That
quite a
is
bit,
a-
yeah.
All right, so I've got one here that I'm very confused by.
Bring it
Now?
Yeah, now. It's called a Sketch FEX card. Sketch Effects.
Sketch fix. Yes.
Sketch Vex.
And it's, I think it's hand drawn.
What?
And it's signed.
These cards are unreasonable.
What?
I even
It's
Avengers
signed.
4 in there.
Oh wait, what?
And I think this is actually
It looks
drawn.
hand-drawn.
It looks hand drawn. And then on the back it says Wolverine, blue, yellow, modern. And at the bottom it says Joshua Flower @gmail.com, John 336.
Whoa.
And it's like signed by him.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's
No, that's actually not uncommon. There's a lot of the trading cards that have the sketch cards. You know, they're
like
all one
hand-
of a kind.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So,
Now, are you guys gonna have a bloodbath for it?
yes. And I will.
You
oh
open
my
the
God.
pack, right?
What is
So
John
it's-
336?
I don't have that one memorized, but that's close to John 3:16.
Yeah.
And
So-
the Wolverine said unto the masses. Yup.
Thy Lord is the best he is at what he does. And what he does is
It's not very
I
nice.
need to look at the non-pizza.
It's considered quite uncouth.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
really
need
cool.
to show that off. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
some-
and
Yeah.
PFW Scott hit us with some bits. Thank you. That was so kind.
Oh, thank you.
Look at this beautiful
These cards that we're going through now are modern cards. The
Yeah,
ones that we
yeah.
saw.
Can you see it?
Let's make sure this doesn't get lost. in
No,
the-
we're
let's-
keeping.
Let's put
This is insane.
Put this in the tin of remembrance. There we go.
It's from here.
That's really, really neat.
This is crazy.
So those are
I've
amazing.
never seen those cards. Those
Let's
are great.
marry
All right.
the tin of Let's do a round of
remembrance.
Kirby's.
So we've only got 5 here.
Okay,
So
1, 2, 3,
there's 6 of us.
You
So
guys
all
can
right.
do it. You guys, I
You
want to
sure?
watch it.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
I like to watch.
Okay. Avengers and bondage
You
cards.
get a high
Gotcha.
five for that.
High five.
High five.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, we just watched something for God's Wrath Remains on them. The 336.
Oh, someone found it?
Yeah.
Someone found what?
The passage.
Oh, great.
Guys, look for randomly inserted speciality cards. There's an extra eye in that.
Oh, yep.
That is so cool.
It's really cool.
Oh boy, it's happening.
Oh,
wow.
What year are these from?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
Hopefully the same year that apparently...
94.
94.
Ruby Spears Productions. The King of Comics amassed this never-before-seen selection of heroes, villains, vehicles, and weapons for Ruby Spears Productions. Isn't this around the...
Oh, didn't he did costume design for
for some theater. He did for a version of he did costume design for a Midsummer Night's Dream.
What? Yeah, that's right.
Costume and stage design. It's magical. You can find them online.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Micromites.
Animal Hospital. This is some weird
stuff.
stuff.
Wow. I got a battle sled with missiles from an unpublished piece.
I got the index.
I got a crazy skull car thing. That thing is.
That looks like it's
I
from
want
Dune.
one. I want one.
Is that like post-apocalyptic Santa?
It is from Warriors of Illusion.
Nice.
Malachar.
I got the magic mobile. It turns into a bike.
Guys, it's called the Death Dirge.
Oh, Kirby.
Oh.
I'm so happy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I got
the best.
I got a lot of vehicle stuff.
Is this a good time to tell my my friend's Jack Kirby story where he got to meet him?
Sure.
Yes.
Could be. I got the multi-car. I just kind of want to.
I'm so sad that Boeing never picked up this design for commercial aircraft.
Oh my god, this is so pretty.
It's a magic mobile that apparently just shrinks. I'm not quite sure
I
what's
want to
going on
see
there.
this card. There
I'm
was an
gonna save that
animated
for a
serial
Kirby
called
episode.
Roxy's Raiders that I've never heard of.
The Shark Jet.
Set in the 1930s, it features the quick-witted spy and circus girl Roxy as she goes undercover to solve international mysteries and bring the villains to justice. I am so into this.
What is it?
What is it?
Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but it is
so
the stuff of
terrifying.
nightmares.
This is my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I have had that nightmare.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I got a superhero team called the Camouflage Corps.
Oh my god.
Pretty good.
Both heroes and villains utilize powered vehicles
Oh, yeah,
and
is that
disguise
Chris
their
Angel's
outfits.
band?
Basically.
And like the villains have like the names Spurk, Narthax, Kruger, Zorla, and Flink. And look at those costumes.
Look at those. Those are really cool.
Oh.
Oh my god.
These are so wonderful.
Breakout's vehicle. I don't know what that
I
is.
may
but
go
it
back
looks
to the
cool.
store and buy the. These came from the Blast from the Past.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's where we also got
I love that store.
the Marvel Series 1.
Yeah,
which
so
was
I may
Blast
go
from the
back to
Past.
Blast from the
This
Past.
is a
and buy the
power
rest of these for myself.
plane that is full of power.
Oh,
That's so much power.
There's a lot of power in that plane.
All the power.
Guys, it's a picture of Roxy's Raiders. I'm so into this.
The-
Bam.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this is like a car that splits into 3 pieces. In the middle is like a cannon.
Nice.
I got
kind of like
I
Mask.
got the mobile home of the Warriors of Illusion. I want to own this car.
Oh my gosh.
I want to
Oh
own
my
that
God.
car. That's amazing.
We all
Such
take
a
a
car
road
in
trip in that
dread.
car.
It's such
The banana splits.
You got a lot of strange vehicle design.
Yeah.
So here's one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorite cards. It's for Catfish.
You know, everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite hero, Catfish.
It's muddy. Mud's Skipper.
It looks like it's
muddy.
He's got like descriptions on here where it says Catfish is a denizen of the swamplands, an expert swimmer. He also uses a magnetic fishing pole to snare hidden treasures, scale trees quickly.
Scale
And to scale trees quickly.
You know, like catfish do.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Giraffe, the human periscope.
Oh my god.
Mortal enemy of
That's a
Stiltman.
horrible. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, we went there. Oh, thank you for the link to Roxy's Raiders at Comics Alliance.
Oh, nice.
Mainly underused concept.
Yes.
Have we already
Fantastic.
seen the
We will
barn that transforms into a tank?
No.
Okay, because I've got a barn that transforms into a tank.
This is like the
it's
best. This is
called-
like the best season of Mask that was never made.
Yeah.
It's Barnyard Transformers.
This is a Techno Tank. This pristine barn in Nebraska offers down-home country comforts and a power-packed, laser-loaded, battle-hungry Techno Tank.
This real estate listing is the best.
I didn't know
that.
I can't even.
Power packed.
Sorry.
He did actually. My favorite stuff of his was the stuff he did for the CIA for the Argo project.
like concept.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did all the concept art. So he did this thing called the Airport of the Gods, which is just like this ridiculous like landing. For those of you who don't know, that should be our motto. Argo, of course, there's a movie about it. Was a fake movie that the CIA invented so they could go into the Middle East to save a bunch of hostages. But they hired Jack Kirby to make a bunch of fake art for this sci-fi movie that didn't exist, and it got declassified a few years ago, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the movie itself is good.
All right. You need to tell Jack Kirby's story real fast.
No, let's just keep moving. We'll have a Jack Kirby episode.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
There's no such thing as real
Time to
fast.
clear the
Yeah,
board.
there's no such thing as real cards for me.
X-Men cards.
Now it's time. So I think Mercer
X-Men.
wants some X-Men cards. So Brittany, here you go.
Thank you. Oh, I love that one.
Jody, there you go.
This is the Marvel. This is the first Marvel masterpiece.
Here you go.
Right?
Wait. Oh, look at that.
I really wanted to find some masterpieces.
Throw me another one, just because I want to put one here so people can see the pack.
Here you go, Amy. This is for you. This is for me.
Oh, it smells so good.
X-Men
Of
TM.
course.
It smells of childhood.
X-Force TM.
But we're not gonna do it
X-Factor
so
TM.
bad.
And
You should.
Excalibur.
You can pick it all up.
Randomly packed
Yeah.
new gold foil holograms and autographed cards by Jim Lee.
What year?
Really do
What
some
year?
vitamin C.
1992.
By the way, I have some holes in my collection. Did you get a
Holograph.
You got a hologram?
Of fucking Cable.
Oh shit!
Cable.
Played by Josh Brolin in the
I got
upcoming
another
movie.
Lockheed.
Nice.
Josh Brolin's playing Cable.
Action Lucky.
Oh,
He can't play all the Marvel characters.
I know, right?
How do you not know things? I know
Gotta
you're
go
busy, but good God.
I felt. I'm sorry.
Everyone is like, I like how you don't nerd shame.
Look.
I am.
Matt
busy
shaming is
schedule
totally
shaming.
different from
I'm
nerd
busy
shaming.
schedule
This is
shaming.
Matt shaming.
Look, all of my free time goes to voiceover work or D&D. I don't even see people anymore.
I think you're mistaking free time with job.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have any free time, Brittany. I rely on you guys to tell me what's going on.
Tell me, everyone,
like he just did.
Tell me what this is. What's TechNet?
I actually don't.
TechNet were villains that fought Excalibur. Yeah. They had all sorts of crazy powers, and they had and they were like multi-dimensional.
Was Gatecrasher in that?
Gatecrasher was the leader of the
Okay,
team.
got it.
Gatecrasher. I would love to see some Gatecrasher
It's a
cosplay.
boisterous band of bounty hunters brought together by the blue-skinned alien known as Gatecrasher.
God,
These
cards are so
rowdy
pretty.
ragamuffins have but two goals in life: to cause chaos and to make a profit while doing so. For a long time they wandered between dimensions, but now they make their home on a pier in Brighton, England. Always a thorn in Excalibur's side, the TechNet can be found in the middle of virtually every mess.
That was an issue that had the best pun ever, which was a Hatches Plotted. Do you remember Hatches Plotted? Did I just break you?
Oh my god.
I love
Prepare
Death
to
Bird.
die!
I love Deathbird.
All of us working so good. By the way, guys, we're starting to finally build.
Oh yeah, this is
Danger room.
I've got variant action figure Dazzler of like we need to make a brand new Dazzler and add a bunch of plastic stuff.
Speaking of Excalibur, I got Megan.
Nice.
I also got hollow foil Cable.
I have not got a single like hollow anything. This,
I will double me either. I will double up our Megan. We'll be sad to put you together.
I got one of my favorite X-Men teams,
Yes.
the Starjammers.
Yes.
Did
we get our pack is like the exact same?
Sunspot especially.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we got
almost the exact same
our
pack.
Hamster.
That's funny.
A pack twin.
You had a hamster named
Was that the one that died?
No, I named him Sunspot.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
No, I did die. My other hamster killed
I didn't have. I had Dazzler.
My brother named Ruffles. We have Ruffles and Sunspot. How's that for a variety of names? Yeah, tore out his back.
Oh my god.
That's so sad.
Don't get two male hamsters, guys.
I literally
if you're
just
ever
got
going
the
to get
exact
hamsters.
same death.
You can do
knowledge.
the dwarves, but not with the Syrian.
We've got the corner of the danger room.
Yeah. We need some more packs. More packs.
How sexy this Magneto and Beast are.
Feed
Like,
that's like an old school beautiful beast.
I gotta get more cards. I gotta get more cards.
I feel like Deathbird is a very maligned character. I feel like Deathbird doesn't get
No, she's great. She did take over the Starjammers at one point.
Briefly.
A terrible time in Rain Sinclair's life when she was known as Carol.
Oh.
X-Force was mixed.
I don't even know this one.
Oh shit.
Shiva.
Oh, Shiva.
Okay.
I don't remember Shiva.
Watchdog of the Mysterious Project X is a computer-generated entity designed to prevent Wolverine from learning secrets of his shrouded past. He cannot die, for he is not truly alive. And its programming allows...
That's true of so many things.
We swear, it is not Silver Samurai or Strife.
Yeah.
It's not either
I know,
of them.
I saw it, I was like,
Oh, no, wait,
no.
Shiva's incredible adamantium blades coat its body, and it has but one thing on its mind.
90s.
The destruction of Wolverine.
90s. So 90s.
So that it's just covered with, like, that might be the most,
That's
like about...
Yo, I am pissed off at this card. Subject Mystique. Look at Mystique's intelligence.
I got the same pad
It
over
is
again.
the bottom of the scale.
That's
What?
not right. What? That's not the way it works.
I have an argument with you, card people.
She literally has like enough management skills to run the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That is not easy.
Also,
Well, no, it starts on 0 on each side. Her intelligence is actually a 3.
Oh no, it's a 3.
That's still.
Oh, thank God.
That's a little better.
Okay,
Still.
I thought that was
I need
actually
another
going.
pack. That pack was a copy of my
I
last
somehow
pack.
I found a group called the Upstarts that I've never
yeah,
heard of,
the
but I've
Upstarts.
heard of all the
Them.
people in them.
Who else in it? Talk to us, Taliesin.
It's Trevor Fitzroy,
Yeah.
Shinobi Shaw,
So it's a bad
Fabian
guy group.
Cortez, Raiden Creed, Sienna Blaze.
Oh, you got the Gambit.
And you don't get holograms. You get
Hologram
You got the
Gambit.
best.
Shiny. Look how
Holograms
shiny.
Gambit.
So shiny.
Got some Guido Strong Guy action.
Oh yeah.
I got
Who's
a move on
now
his
like one of
shoulder.
the leaders of hell, by the way.
Guys, I'm getting the
So
same
weird.
card.
Oh
my God, you got the
This is
same
third time
pack.
I've got the
But
same
you got a
pack.
foil. Stop it, Hauser.
Stop complaining.
I got a fan favorite Madrox the Multiple Man.
Yes!
In his X
By the way,
uniform.
became easily one of the most interesting and messed up characters.
Oh, he's up there with Legion.
Later
With
Yeah.
my
I need
favorite
another
heroes.
hit. I need another hit.
Yeah.
I got Mojo, who I was really hoping was going to be the villain in Legion, but I was very happy.
I know.
That looks like Mojo, man.
Captain
Yeah,
Britain.
it did.
And I
That's
got
a great storm.
That's a great
Guess
show
who's
of
under
Cat, although she's a little
super
movie.
villains? Hold on. Super villains.
Oh wow, the 90s.
Oh my
Deadpool.
gosh.
Yep.
Same.
Well,
To be fair, he just.
oh my God, he had just started.
No, she opened the exact same pack again.
4
Hauser,
times.
you
The
gotta
exact
stop.
same pack.
Lady Deathbird cards for everyone.
We're stuck in a time loop. That's where you ended up at the end of the Doctor Who's game.
This is your fault somehow.
God damn it! I thought I sent
And
you to the
Dazzler.
Bauhaus
I
concert.
think I just got
And Megan.
Yep.
Sunspot,
Sunspot,
Megan, Deathbird,
Bird,
Walloch-Key, Dazzler, Shiva.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
same pack.
Magneto, Starjammers, Beast, Mystique,
There were
Feral,
4
and
of them.
Oh, do we have it? Is that a new chunk of the Danger Room?
No, it's
the same
Gambit.
chunk. That's a new
Oh,
chunk.
nice.
Yeah.
But I will say my obsession with getting first appearances for comic books started with Omega Red.
Oh.
Because when I was a kid, X-Men number
Omega
4
Red.
was his first appearance, and I got it. And I was like, oh, who's this guy? I've never heard of this guy. And then I started looking him up like as much as I could, and then realized that's his first appearance? I got a comic book where a new character was created? Oh my god! And I became obsessed with it. And now I have a lot of first
You're
appearances.
pretty good.
I got a friend. I got a friend for his birthday. A really beautiful, and I say beautiful very loosely, cell from the X-Men animated series.
Oh,
but it was
nice.
a cell, and it was a mid cell. It wasn't like a prime cell. So it was all the animation was way off base.
Was it Colossus versus Omega
You
Red?
were there,
Yeah.
because it was Colossus without his shirt on, wrestling Omega Red without their shirt on, but they were all off character like really badly, and the whole
It was
thing looked
amazing.
like very awkward, like sexy art. It was really great.
It was very backsheet.
And yeah, it was very backsheet, and then I had it
Nice.
framed and gave it.
I got the brothers.
I actually, my favorites,
Oh.
I have a couple
Have its
X-Men
worst
cells.
costume.
And Saturnine.
Saturnite's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
Saturnite's amazing.
All right.
There's other characters in here.
Oh, thank God.
Maverick.
Oh wow, that brings me back.
Oh, very nice.
So
like the
90s.
X-Men. Another Shiva, though, and another Apocalypse.
Another
Shiva.
Starjammers.
Captain Britain.
Oh, did you get White Queen?
I got
Captain.
I got White
and
Queen.
Technet.
Having a little toot by the fire.
I love fire tooting's the best
A
tooting.
little toot.
You're bunting
The white.
us
I'm just
around.
gonna remind everyone. The White Queen toots diamonds.
She does.
Ouch.
Not at that point.
Not at that point.
Yeah, she,
that's
she,
fine.
hadn't received her
She
secondary
won't toot
mutation.
No,
That's
diamonds
how.
She
for
can-
many years.
She can toot all of her diamonds against this Wolverine hologram.
Oh, keep it going.
That's a.
That's your fault, Brittany.
I'm so sorry for that.
Sorry, everybody.
I got a Shatterstar.
Nice.
Shatterstar.
Oh, Imperial Guard, solid.
I got magic. I like her.
Magic is great.
And we need a Nightcrawler. We need a Colossus.
This is a really beautiful Jim Lee.
And Saturnine is one of those characters I love and doesn't get used enough because just from like the Marvel multi-dimensional magic weirdness.
Oh, yeah.
She was really, really cool.
One
part of the Captain Britain.
Sorry,
guys.
Sorry, guys.
What happened? Oh, sorry. Sorry, we got excited.
We're not really sorry, at least.
We're not wearing mics.
Banshee!
There's another Gambit.
We screamed too early.
Oh my god, one of my favorite X-Men
Here's
clips.
another Omega Red for you.
Oh, thank you, Jody.
Oh, Mystique.
There's a solid piece of art.
That's
my
nice.
God.
What'd you get?
Not only
Oh,
did
no.
we
That
get
is
the
a cool
It looks
one.
pretty creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Yo.
One of my
What'd
favorite.
you get?
What'd you get? Did you get another hologram? Come on!
Oh, who is it?
The X-Men.
Oh, is that
forward,
X-Men?
forward.
Oh, nice.
Who is now fighting Hologram Magneto?
Oh! That's it. That's all of them. I think
That's
we
all of
got
them. I think we've got all of them. There's only five,
There's
I think.
5.
We got
the
all the
Gambit one's over
holograms.
here.
Where's the Gambit?
Yes.
Here it is.
Here we go. Yes, we have Cable, Gambit, Wolverine,
Oh,
Magneto,
there's
and the X-Men.
6.
We got them all.
Yay!
So one of us
High five.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
there we go.
Awkward high
High
five.
five.
It is
five.
We are. If you couldn't tell that we were the indoor kids growing up, by that high five moment, let it
We're all
confirm
very
entirely.
coordinated.
Let it confirm forever.
High five.
Yes, Star.
Hey, you know,
Star
some of us
That
just
would be
didn't have
funny.
anyone to high five, okay?
Did you guys ever see the episode of X-Men, the animated series with Banshee and
Yeah.
the poor voice actor who had to play Banshee?
It's so good. Remember we put that on YouTube and just laughed our ass off.
Throw me another. Give me another hit.
That was the start of the Phoenix Saga, I believe, actually.
Yeah.
There
That
are
was when Melandra first showed up, yeah.
Black Thomas
There are
in that,
5
Yep,
left.
and they brought in the Shi'ar Empire. They began to work.
You guys,
Are we doing?
Okay, you
I'll
sure?
watch. I'll watch.
Moira McTaggart.
Yeah, you open the
Moira.
shop.
I'm still obsessed with
Yeah,
Moira
rip it
McTaggart.
Moira was great.
Rip it.
Who canonically, interesting fun fact, makes the worst coffee in the Marvel universe?
Who does?
Guys,
Moira
guys,
McTaggart.
Oh.
another Gambit.
yeah!
So we get the same cards all the time, including
The good one.
the Gambit hologram.
Yes. And another Shatterstar. Yeah, I've had all these
I got
cards
Banshee,
already.
Apocalypse.
I finally got a war. We got a warpath.
Magneto,
Yay.
Stargate.
Nice.
We got a warpath.
Nice.
Very solid.
Shatterstar. I don't remember what the other
James
one-
Proudstar, younger
Yes.
brother of John Proudstar. What's
We got
his
an
name?
Apocalypse.
Died, like very early
Nice.
on.
Yeah.
Very early on.
Apocalypse.
And kind of
Maverick again.
angry.
Which is because this is early Apocalypse. He hasn't
Ooh.
been around that
And
long.
this is
Oh,
a
86
great,
years.
the entire team lineup, which is
God.
a very nicely
That's
done
awesome.
card.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get a Nightcrawler or a Colossus.
Not at
No.
all.
Yeah, where's the kitty? Where's the Nightcrawler?
We got one kitty. We got one kitty.
And by the
We got
way,
one kitty.
we're Squirrel Girl.
This
She
was
wasn't-
before.
She wasn't in.
She's
Brittany.
not. That's not
Brittany.
really
I
Yeah.
don't care, guys.
Brittany.
I don't
That's
care.
fair. That's fair.
I just so happened to have in my back pocket.
Oh, no.
now. So what if I did?
I
think
feel
this
like
is
you had
exciting.
kind of been threatening to do something.
Somehow you have an actual like X-Men Series 1 Jim Lee
Yeah,
drawn
I
Squirrel
just,
Girl
you know,
card from
he's a
1990.
friend
No,
of
she
mine.
actually
Yeah.
pulls Jim Lee himself out of her
Yeah.
back pocket.
Why did you draw her?
And
he
he's
goes,
got
"Hey,
his
guys,
own little
About,
card.
about the
yeah.
right
What do you
size.
need?
I met him at Comic-Con years ago, and him and his wife, and his wife was just this like tall, gorgeous
Jim
girl.
Lee?
He was just so small next to her. I was like,
Can I say he's
Go
one
Jim.
of the nicest people in
He's so
comics? I
sweet.
met him very early on when I was just getting my first published story out, and he always remembered who I was afterwards.
Aw.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, where were we flying that we ran into Jim Lee?
We were
Remember
in Burbank. We were headed to the same show he was heading to. And he was
That's
having
right.
a bit of a crisis, and
Yeah,
we were trying
he
to
was-
like not be weird about
He
it.
was
like,
right behind us in the security line, and we were like, "Oh my God, that's Jim Lee! Oh my God, that's Jim Lee!" And we were like, "Let's say something." I mean, we don't want to say anything, but it's Jim Lee, and oh my God, it's Jim Lee. And he was like looking at his phone, just going,
Yeah, it was better that we didn't. I don't like to bother people. Yeah.
and then like he had to like take off and run. He's like, "Yeah, something's not right
This
with
is
my
a really
reservation."
good
I
story.
like,
This is
yeah.
a great story.
No, but
I'm
it was
glad
like-
we told it.
Wow,
Get
so
off the
shit.
show. Get off the show.
You stay.
We'll talk at home.
Oh. So we're at the time where we've got like 15 minutes left, so we're going to take some questions.
Yeah, we'll take some questions. Yeah.
Please, Squirrel Girl grown brownie points. I'm not going to give you any points. Get out of here. Get out of my
Is there a superhero called Brownie Points? Because they're
Thank you, Monkey Princess.
Yay! But we are going to take some questions. How do we want to do this? Are we just going to ask the chat? Or are we going to try and do this?
I saw a couple questions.
The computer shut off.
Oh, the computer. We need to. Oh,
it's okay.
We can put the computer back up again.
I saw one good question.
No, that would
that
be
we
too
can
hard.
start off with.
Yeah, we can start off with yours.
Okay.
I saw one good question, and someone asked what were our favorite Marvel characters. I've already said mine. Clearly, it's Squirrel Girl.
No one should ever ask me this question.
Matt, there's two Matts running Fool 11. There's me and there's Mercer.
We'll both answer for any Matt questions.
Okay. Who's your favorite?
Well, hold on. First of all,
I finally did see Wonder Woman.
My favorites.
We'll get to. We'll talk privately.
So my favorite Marvel character comes from the MC2 universe, which was a sort of like 90s does Silver Age legacy thing. And in this reality, Wolverine and Elektra got married, moved to New Jersey, and had a daughter who then went to high school and had like wacky Buffy-esque adventures. And her name was Rena Logan, aka Wild Thing. And she had her dad's healing factor, his super senses, but she had psychic claws that her godmother Psylocke trained her how to use. And her catchphrase was "Welcome to Claw City."
Okay, I was on board up until then.
And also,
I wasn't on board until just then.
Her adventures including skipping school to run away to Canada to fight the Hulk, going to the mall with her mom Elektra and getting attacked by ninjas.
Sure.
And finding out that her principal was a sleeper sentinel.
All right.
My favorite.
Chat is with you. Chat is with you.
The best part is the mean girl who was like the Cordelia-esque character made fun of her because all her dad did was ride around town on a motorcycle. So she made fun of Rena for her dad Wolverine being unemployed.
Oh my god.
You know. Taliesin, what about you?
I've got a. I mean, like it's hard to pick, but like my favorite weird one was, and I think it was in New Mutants or it was an X Factor. Was the Marvel had a create your own character, and if we like your character, we're going to put them in an episode of an issue of X Factor.
Oh wow!
And it was a contest to create a mutant, and someone created a mutant. I believe they were called the Alchemist, and it was a kid whose mutant power was just to change the atomic composition. He was basically a firestorm. It was like can turn things into gold. He was just
showed
a
up.
Single issue, and then he was like, "No, I'm not going to join the X-Men. I'm going to stay in school."
Yeah,
and now like 20 years later, he just showed up again.
It took him that long to graduate.
No, like for real,
like out of nowhere. Yeah. Like that was a contest winner. I
didn't know. I had no idea about that. I just remember thinking, "Wow, the Alchemist is kind of a cool character. Where did he come from?"
The mind of a child.
He was in It was X-Men vs. Inhumans.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he helped kind of like stop the Inhuman Cloud because he changed the Inhuman Cloud's composition.
Because like
the Terrigen Mists.
He's like, I got this.
Yeah. Now they're like, what character can fix this? Oh, it's this.
Oh, it's this guy. But the problem was that he had to actually touch it, and it was poison for mutants. So he had to essentially sacrifice his life to go stop it.
You know, they come back all the time. He'll be fine.
He's a mutant, yeah.
Franklin Let Richard. Her answer.
Franklin Richard?
We should get back to the
question. How very? What's yours?
How very? You know, I give different answers to this question. The first and original is Kitty Pryde.
Correct.
Consider
it right now, I guess.
Like you can see our previous Squirrel Girl episode for how obsessed we both are with Squirrel Girl, specifically as incarnated by Ryan North and Erica Henderson. And like my backup choices are like one of the first back issues I ever bought was Storm challenging Cyclops for the leadership of the X-Men.
Yeah, that is
basically on top of my
Storm.
with no powers. Just because she's a badass.
That's right, because she lost her powers. That's right.
And so, like, she's always been super dear to my heart. My favorite, like, one that no one remembers would have to be Cecilia Reyes, who joined the X-Men for, like, a second and a half.
Dr. Cecilia Reyes. Yeah.
Whoa!
Do you want to know a fun fact? She's in the New Mutants movie.
Is that confirmed?
100%.
What?
She was originally going to be played by none other than Rosario Dawson.
Why are you saying originally?
Because she just stepped out last week, and I can't remember who took her place.
Why did you tell me this?
Yeah, why would you?
No, because, like someone else who took her place.
Like,
no, Cecilia Reyes is still in it, just not played by Rosario Dawson.
But.
I think it's like.
But she'd be so good.
No, I I know. I'm sorry. I didn't make the news. I'm just telling you the news.
Messenger!
Shoot them!
Yeah.
Fine, I get it.
Messenger, stick to the questions.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I would probably
Matt's
go
gonna answer.
for me, Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I think I said it earlier. And then I saw a question earlier in the chat. This was your favorite, most impactful character death. Also Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I didn't know when that story came out. And actually, I was in the desert. We were Burning Man that year.
Yeah.
And our bud Tom, who's also a big Nightcrawler fan, told me, go to the temple. I was like, why? He goes, just go. And he led me there, and I walk over there, and I see this giant, beautiful drawing of Nightcrawler. It's like 10 feet tall on the side. I'm like, that's a really cool art. Why is Nightcrawler on the temple, which is usually a place for like mourning and grieving? And they put the pages of his death next to it. And amongst a space of heavy emotion, I just began to openly sob for like 15 minutes for a fictional character.
For Nightcrawler.
Yeah, man.
You've seen the issue where he comes back, right?
I haven't, because in a weird way it cheapens it.
No, but there's a one-page splash with Wolverine who's like nearly frozen and just on his knees hugging.
Oh, it's sad.
It's a very impactful.
Okay.
It's a good comeback. It's a good comeback. It's comics.
It's comics.
What was the question? Like, who's your favorite Marvel superhero?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. No, it's a big surprise. I know.
Doctor Who?
What's another question?
Dr. Who?
Dr. Weird.
So PK Thor says, how much do these card boxes typically cost? So we got a lot of ours on eBay.
Anywhere from like $25 to $35 to $100, depending on where you find it.
Depending on where you find it, depending on the condition, depending on how old it is. Because like the Marvel Series 1 was about 90.
Oh wow.
That was an expensive one, but like the Vertigo box was like nothing. I think.
Yeah, and we actually ordered some
Never
DC
got
cards.
it.
They didn't get to us in time. They actually show up next week.
And you find them randomly.
But those were only $20.
And some of these prices were because we ordered them really quick, as opposed to like taking months and months to be like whatever.
But yeah, we found almost all of this on eBay, and you can call around to collector shops if you want to do like a card party like this yourself.
If you find the right store, they'll be happy to get rid of it.
Yeah. Let's see. Taliesin, where did you get your PJs?
I wish I knew the answer to these questions. They just sort of manifest in my closet, which I have this special closet that I got years ago off of it's called the Narnia closet, and it actually has like just this like every now and then just like this woman in a big white coat comes out and hands me a new jacket.
I'm so angry that you're joking.
I'm only kind of joking.
I would totally believe this.
Yeah. I've just been collecting weird clothing forever, and it just and if you ever come to LA, we should do a thing of how to shop in LA and buy funny clothes. We should take you funny clothes.
Teach me to shop. I'm helpless.
Okay, so
we'll TARDIS.
Yeah, we'll shopping TARDIS.
Rename it now. My car's not blue. Yeah.
So Hunter says, who wins in a fight, Wolverine or Deadpool?
I mean,
that's a whole episode.
One kind of can't die.
Deadpool.
Well,
yeah, and one is
neither one of them
unlikely
really.
To.
No, we win,
I mean,
really.
Yeah, in that fight we win.
I mean, they fight, but they eventually team up. That's how it works.
So question from...
Last question, because we got to wrap up.
Gilboa says, Matt's who is the best Matt?
Who is best Matt?
Don't let that be the last question.
That was adorable. Please tell me. Make a gift of that.
Guys, Matt Murdock?
Matt Murdock, he is the best.
Matt Fraction.
Matt Fraction.
Will we ever see a Longshot Dazzler cosplay with Matt Marisha that comes from Nor?
I'm actually blown away that Marisha has never dazzlered.
Yeah.
She's Dark Phoenix.
Longshot's a good choice, by the way.
Yeah. You could Longshot Dazzler.
You guys will be so good. You could have some X-babies.
Yeah, I should get rid of a finger. I'll be good for a while.
Well, you can just get the gloves. You get
or just like
glove it.
All right.
With that. I gotta also say just before we go that we're going to be taking some of these cards, and one of the fun things we're going to be doing is I used to take these cards and make 3D versions of my duplicates by cutting out the characters and then like kind of raising them. So we talked to Minds and Crafts, and we think Minds and Crafts, we're going to do a Minds and Crafts Wednesday Club crossover in a little while.
Oh, you have a lot of some of those packs that I have.
We have tons of these, and we're going to find our fun duplicates, and we're going to do some Minds and Crafts with these cards. We'll probably sign a bunch of them and start giving them away every now and then, which can be kind of fun. And just so you guys know, in a little while, yay, we got jeez. Like after this is going to be Roundtable. I think is it Roundtable after this, and then
you'll watch an episode from season 1 of Roundtable.
Roundtable,
wonderful discussion with Dungeon Masters. Alpha people can be watching season 2, which is wonderful discussion with comic book people. And
what's after Roundtable?
And then it's Shield of Tomorrow.
Woo!
Guys, it's going to be amazing.
So excited.
It's so pretty, the stuff.
It's very pretty,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And this is Wednesday Club. We were originally on at noon on Wednesdays, but this is our first night here at 7. We'll be here every Wednesday night at 7.
Welcome to 7.
That was everything I wanted.
And do you want to tell them what we're doing next week for an episode?
Well, in theory, if everything goes well, we're going to have the basics of our brand new set, which is our new Wednesday Clubhouse that we've been putting together. That's going to be ridiculous and weird.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. There's little chunks of it over there, little chunks of it over there,
and over there.
It looks real nice.
So we thought we would do an episode about secret headquarters. And we're going to talk about all the different things that all the different places that weird people in comics like to converge
That's
from.
a rad theme.
X-Men,
Yeah.
Avengers, and
thank you.
And maybe about like why secret headquarters is important to you, which is interesting. I was fine. And then after that, I think I can even think we can boost the week after that.
Yeah, go for it.
It's going to be our Comic-Con episode.
Yeah.
So
man.
we've got a lot to talk about.
because we're gonna talk about Comic-Con just kind of in general, right? Like,
yeah, well, like history
You
of
guys
the
have a panel there, don't you?
We don't know yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
Maybe, I'm not entirely. Emails have been weird. We'll find out.
Okay.
What? Comic-Con organization being kind of a clusterfuck? I don't know what you're
We
talking about.
will be there. We will be doing
They
stuff,
have a hard
and you will
job.
find us.
They have a hard job.
She used to. Work
She used to.
They have a hard job.
They have a hard job.
A Comic-Con, yes.
A
Not San Diego, but a Comic-Con.
So yeah, that's going to be coming up next week. And in the meantime, let's start on the right.
Yeah, and thank you so much to our guests.
Yeah, thank you so much for the guests.
Thanks for
Yay!
letting me.
This is so much fun.
Would you guys come back?
No.
Yeah, I
we will
didn't
do
think
another
so.
card party, maybe a pog party.
Ooh.
Pog party.
Pog party.
Liam
We
was
got our
sad he missed the
X-Men
pog
Pog party. Pog party.
He tastes
I
like
don't-
pog. Talk like pog.
I don't know. Okay.
So, Brittany, thank you for joining us.
I was like, thanks. The chat was calling me Legs, so I get to be. That's my X-Men name. I got
Brittany Legs Walloch-Key.
Brittany likes Walloch-Key.
Thanks for having me. Really, it's great to be here. I love you guys. Thanks for being nepotistic.
If we are anything, it is never.
Hey, if I had you on the show, I get twice as many cards.
Oh, we see your evil blood
son
in
of a
that
bitch.
game.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Of course they did this.
Hi, I'm Jody Hauser. I do stuff.
You write comics.
I write comics.
What comics do you write?
I
What comics
write.
don't you write?
I am currently writing Faith in the Future Force, Mother Panic, Rogue One, X-Files Origins, Dog Days of Summer, James Bond Moneypenny, and Halo Rise of Atrax #2.
How do you have time to do Gamer 2 is beyond me,
Most
but
of
thank
those
you.
are already written. All the
She
stuff that
has
I'm
to
writing
stop
now.
and check beforehand which ones she's allowed to talk
All
about.
the stuff that I'm
Best.
currently writing has not been announced yet, but will be soon, hopefully.
Soon.
Yay.
I'm Taliesin Jaffe, Executive Goth, and I'll be on Critical Role tomorrow. And also, on the three of us are going to be on Dread tomorrow, which is going to be
Yes, a new episode tomorrow. Yay!
I'm Amy Dallin.
And?
You can find me at Enthusiami earlier today on Minds Across, later today on Shield of Tomorrow.
She is the goddess of
tomorrow on
Wednesday.
Dread, tomorrow on Game Together, which will be very exciting
Goddess
to
of
have
Wednesday.
back. And yeah, this is so happy. Thank you so much for putting it together.
Yeah! Awesome. My name is Matthew Mercer, at Matthew Mercer on Twitter and Matthew Mercer BO on Instagram. I'll see you tomorrow night on Critical Role at 7 p.m. Same place to roll dice and be nerdy. And then Dread as well tomorrow.
And a lot of people wanted you to say, how do you want to do this?
No,
how do you want to do this?
Yeah, okay. So, my name is Matt Key. You can see us on the Wednesday Club at 7 and on my Marvel show, and I'm at the Matt Key on Twitter.
Take us out.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Card party! Card party! Bye.